don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Listen here, this is a fact of life. I be rapping like Nat Turner came back to life. Grab Donald Trump by the pussy, he ain't acting right. I never run from a conflict, I be glad to fight. It's a very cold world that we live in. Somebody please tell Elizabeth you're not an Indian. You just trying to con them people to get the benefit. Just another immigrant stealing from the Indians. That's some punk ass shit and that's too lame. Now we finna step over to Andrew Yang. And you a sucker, you could never speak for black folks. Fake ass candidates trying to get the black vote. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You know your boy be high off sativa. Kamala wasn't popping, so we said bye Felicia. She ain't had a right policy. We ain't trying to meet her. Y'all can take Biden too. Bye, we don't need her. We don't need Roland Martin or that coon Al Sharpton. Didn't need Cory Booker from the start, man. I don't fuck with police and no snitch. You know I'm coming with the heat when I spit it. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. If you ever go to court and this is your luck, try not to get fucked by Benjamin Crump. I know it's hard. You and all go is hard. But who the fuck is Amy Cloak? Put her picture up on the bullseye and start throwing darts. People cut our organs out our bodies, that's a stolen heart. They can't save us from the flood like Noah's Ark. Black lives always matter, we finna go for ours. So then we savages, we don't need to pot the piss. Mike Bloomberg can suck dick with that stop and frisk, bitch. You ain't speaking for us, we don't know you. Bernie Sanders, they get your funky ass on too. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me.
I'm talking about shout it going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it's nothing. Nothing about a woman all day. Man made the car. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7-millimeter. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. And man makes them happy. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
Greetings, thank you all y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Frontline Black News. I still hear an echo, so please go on mute, Mr. Anderson. Do this intro, please. Thank you, sir. This is season 4, episode 11, part 1 of the Frontline Black News. And I'm your host, Tanya Kruma. I'm joined with Lady Che, who's in the background, well, directly behind. And we got Shabaka, our West Coast correspondent. And we got Speedport. And on tonight's show, discussing several things. The first thing is tangibles. Tangibles 2024, all the way to 2100. Continuing demands on the tangible for your vote. Decade of tangibles, I'll continue to demand them. So, all the way up to 2100. So, we're going to be discussing that. And then we got bad news. Sabaka, can you please mute some TV?
You hear the TV? All right, hold on.
Oklahoma Supreme Court dismisses reparations lawsuit by Tulsa race massacre survivors. As y'all know, if you've been tuning in the Frontline Black News, there were 3 survivors. One just recently passed. He passed here in Denver. Mr. Van Hughes Ellis, who is, yes, he was, who is the older sister's, his older sister, who just turned 110. Brother, correct. Thank you, Lady Check. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing that. It's bad news. They're basically trying to wait out providing us justice, Black family. If they always hit us with that, oh, there's nobody alive that was a slave. There's nobody alive.
Okay, well, on that one there.
I don't have time to deliberate on it yet. I'm just getting through the title.
All right.
Topics. Then we got California State Rep Kate Sanchez. That sounds mighty brown. They said if you're brown, you get to stick around. Opposes $800 billion in reparations payments for California, Shabaka. So this is your neck of the woods, Shabaka, right here in Lake Chase.
All right.
And then we got she says it isn't fair.
Man, see, when them ignorant motherfucking Ramuses talk that bullshit, man, yes, because on Tuesday, Brother Che, not cutting you into your wisdom, is that on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced Tuesday night, we are going to be talking about this case in regard to the state of Oklahoma and their Supreme Court. And then they put a twist in there saying they got it rigged up some type of way. I got notes on it. Because what they did was what the state of Oklahoma did, and we're
gonna discuss all of that when we get to the topic. It's the intro. So then we get Representative Jim Clyburn helped start the exodus from the Democrats by denying reparations to Black Americans. And we got Rally for Reparations. What's today, Black family? Juneteenth celebration, live stream. Several of the new Black media content creators went live. That was a beautiful thing. From what I've seen, it was a very good turnout. And Big Daddy Kane that still has it musically. And then we got, if we have time, Hunter Biden, Super Jim Crow's son, is convicted on 3 federal counts. You know, the professor had to give his account of the situation. So that's that. And then we got Christopher Rufo, who's a culture vulture, basically. He's upset that his own culture wore copycats. And his own culture wore copycats. So he's a culture vulture. He's upset with other culture vultures. Some guy named Christopher Rufo. Then we got he's a suspected white supremacist. If not suspected white supremacist. Not even suspected no more. He's a proven bona fide white supremacist. So then we got Brandon Johnson in Chicago. has been found to have spent over $30,000 on haircuts using campaign funds. I can't tell. Yeah, that's exactly what we play too. I can't tell. And then we got Karen Loctician. So she does black people's hair. And she does locks for black people. Spews anti-black or hateful rant against black women.
Oh. Who is that raggedy motherfucker again?
She's gonna be known as the Karen Loctician.
She gonna be not doing nobody's locks ever again in life.
Oh, okay. And then this here just came across my desk, Brother Che, and I do apologize to the audience.
That's the introduction, so it's actually good timing. Go ahead, Shabaka.
Okay, they did have a Juneteenth celebration here in Las Vegas today. Okay, the 23rd annual.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it today, but we plan on making it tomorrow.
Okay, but here's the problem. Okay, a big one. Okay, they're showing photographs, right? And this is gonna piss you off what I'm about to show you. Okay, or tell you about. They had some of them alphabetized motherfuckers out there displaying their flag.
So they trying to co-opt our shit, as you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They post next week, and they trying to rain on our shit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then you got up here where some individuals stated that this is an American holiday. See, black family, what we got to do.
It is, but it didn't originate nowhere else but in America with a triple K.
Okay. Okay. Now hold on, Brother Che. Yeah, you're right. With the triple K. Yeah, I give you that. With the triple K. Yeah, with the triple K. But I'm just tired of these damn sycophant ass Negroes, man, with this all-inclusive bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is pulling away from us, and we'll be definitely arguing with Sarge's ass on that when we do Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Tuesday at our regular time, ladies and gentlemen, because the subject matter will be the Black Wall Street. And we got some fucked up notes, man. It's gonna be really fucked up, you know. It really is. And then a part of it is too, family, that was gonna piss you off, is that those who filed the suit in Oklahoma, right, with the Oklahoma State Supreme Court ruling it, blocks it from going into the U.S. into the U.S. Supreme Court.
Oh, so this blocks from going to, because I heard that's what they were going to try to do next.
Yeah, but that's just it, though. They ain't. And we got the notes on it, man, so we'll be covering it because, you know, I want it really organized and what have you. And then on top of it.
They're literally just trying to wear it out at this point.
No. Basically. Okay, see what they're trying to do, Brother Che, to your generation, okay, the generations after me, because they know motherfuckers like me, man, okay, in my age group.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to wait it out. So
no, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Have no reference to refer to, because the people that were survivors or no longer survivors are no longer living. So then they can just put out whatever prepackaged bullshit they want to.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Be putting us in their goddamn faces. But one of the news clips that one of the new Black media content creators had put out, they were like, yeah, like justice denied. Oh, I guess it's going to wait this one out or something.
Yeah, no, well, what the hypocrites, what this bullshit would say is that justice delayed is justice denied. Okay, and Martin Luther King was right that he says, somewhere I once read that this is a place of equality. Somewhere I once read, okay, that the U.S. Supreme Court will give us justice. But what they did is that they sent us a check marked for insufficient funds. Now, what's happening is with these no good cocksuckers is that they getting more and more bold with that shit.
And that's why we have to get more and more bold with we coming to Washington to get our goddamn check. And
Oh yeah, absolutely. With that, absolutely. And that pissed me off, you know. And so when we go on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Tuesday, 6 p.m. in the West, 9 p.m. in the East. Okay, we're not holding no punches. Okay, ass scratchers and yassa bosses. We're gonna tell you right now, don't bother calling in. It's because see, this is gonna be a very, very dynamic episode that we're coming up with. Okay, we're not on the illusion of inclusion. And then also too, for all you Cop Mala fans, I just saw across, you know, just pencil this in, Brother Che, is that they are going, it's a preliminary discussion about kicking Cop Mala off the ticket to run with Biden.
There needs to be a preliminary discussion about kicking them both off the goddamn ballot.
Sir, you will get no argument from me. You know what I'm saying? And then the dump, as in human shit, and we want to make this perfectly clear, ladies and gentlemen, was out here in this heat, you know what I'm saying, and about 3 of his supporters passed out from the heat and had to get bum rushed to the hospital, and I say, fuck.
Great news.
That's great news. That's great news.
All right, well, I don't know if Mr. Anderson is going to be joining us again. But,
okay, but Mr. Anderson is commenting in the chat room here. Okay, his first comment is Linwood Homes Apartment Business LLC, you know, limited liability corporation, was revoked by the state of Louisiana. Okay. And he also states questionable business licenses on rental properties in Shreveport, Louisiana. And he states here that this is a very corrupt and illegal operations, and renters are becoming victims of these crimes. And also, too, more great news. Hurricane.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hitting Florida. Yeah. So, of course.
Not a hurricane. Not yet, but it's coming.
Oh, yeah. It's a system coming up. So, therefore, that there's the power of the ancestors, you know, going over the paths of which our people were brutalized and brought here to this fucked up ass place, you know what I mean? And I would imagine that there was the second phase of the degradation, Brother Paris. First phase, you know, being kidnapped, you know. And by the way, we will debate with any of you white motherfuckers out there with that bullshit about black people sold themselves into slavery. So call in at 516-418-5996. Yeah, we want to argue with you ignorant motherfuckers. We really do. We really do.
Yes.
And then as soon as you get this,
I got to move it for the first time.
Oh, yes, sir.
It's the year and the decade of tangibles. Change the master tangible for your vote. So I've been doing it for the past almost 4 years.
Yes, sir.
It's been over 4 years now. With the tangibles, because I was doing that on the other program, Mile High News.
Mm-hmm.
I had a whole segment on it. That was my segment.
Yeah, it was. And you would break it down, man, and explain it, you know, very professional and eloquently. Okay. And we got here first them. Okay.
That was the original hashtag. First
yep.
Yep. And the Harvey Weinsteins and the Jeffrey Epsteins, et cetera, et cetera. First them. Put focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
Got tangibles on the same time. So
yeah. So now it's tangibles 2024, tangibles all the way to 2100.
That's right.
And we're gonna keep it up in your face, white America. Yeah. Because you motherfuckers are some very diabolical, savage individuals.
Yes, they are. And like Pop always says, if they're not the devil, they'll do until the real one appears.
Well, he's got a point on that. You know what I'm saying? And then, Brother Che, let you go on and like you usually do and read the tangibles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So as Shabaka already alluded to, we're going to demand them all the way up to 2100.
Yes, sir.
2019, our good brother Tariq Rashid, who had an awesome rally today in D.C., came up with the hashtag Tangibles 2020. And in it, he was detailing everything that we were doing. We, meaning the Foundation of Black Americans, descendants from American chattel slavery, freedmen, we're going to demand from the two-party system. At that time, the 2020 elections, presidential elections were coming up. So
all the way to 2100.
Everything content-wise remains the same. The only thing that changes is the year. So
Exactly.
2020 is 2024.
Yes, sir.
It'll be 2028 and 2032 and 2038 or 6.
No, it'll be 2032, 2036, 2040, 2044, 2048, 2052, 2056, 2060, 2064, 2068, 2072, 2076, 2080. Okay.
Yeah, so it's waiting them out.
Exactly.
And we can sit out for 2 or 3 election cycles. Just so that we get the point very crystal clear. We are not when we're talking about our tangibles. This is not something to try to co-op relay and try to say that you're now all of a sudden you care about tangibles. No. This is Black grassroots, concrete roots, straight from the soil type of agenda, terminology, and know-how. So y'all can see y'all way out of this because y'all were laughing at tangibles and calling bots for demanding something tangible and saying that we were spreading misinformation and disinformation, if I recall. So getting back to this, so this instead of 2020 it's 2024, but everything else remains the same. So the 2024 presidential elections are coming up, and foundational Black Americans are going to reject the 50-year-old malign neglect policy that has been implemented by the political system. This malign neglect policy, which was put into effect, Shabaka, I believe, during the Nixon administration.
Yes, sir.
Report, and it said, "Don't promise them nothing, and put them in broad, ambiguous terms. Lump them all in." So this malign neglect policy mandates that Black Americans should be ignored. So our issues, our problems, whatever the case may be, are ignored. And we are only mentioned in vague and nonsense terms, such as lumping foundational Black Americans in a group of minorities, immigrants, people of color, etc. That's only hindered the progress of Black Americans as a group by providing tangible benefits for other groups. In this election cycle, Black Americans are going to insist that our needs are specifically met by politicians who are seeking our vote. Foundational Black Americans want tangible benefits specifically for us. We do not want trickle-down, secondary benefits that are provided for every group. Every group has not been systematically marginalized and disenfranchised in every area of society as foundational Black Americans. So we refuse to be lumped in with groups who often assist in the exploitation and disenfranchisement of Black Americans. So politicians must offer tangibles, specifically the foundation of Black Americans, or we simply will not vote for them. Be sure to spread this message far and wide on social media using the hashtag Tangibles2020. And for the past 4 years, that's exactly what we've been doing. And since it's 2024, it's Tangibles 2024. And as Brock already said, all the way up to 2100.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Che, on the tangibles. What are your thoughts on tangibles, Lady Che?
Vote your vote like you vote your school. Really, right now, there's nothing tangible to vote for. Like, you know, we over here, I have been pushing the third party candidate thing, and I still am looking at Cornel West. That's my pick for right now. I don't think RFK Jr. is really the key, even though right now his money got a lot of ads up, and I'm starting to wonder about a lot of things. I have to educate myself because Black Belly, come out right out the street. I didn't know not a lot of things about politics and the way politics work, the way a lot of things are, how they pay for the advertising, what happens with the money, a lot of things like that. So the more I learn, the more disgusted I feel, and I kind of wish I would have stayed in the dark some of this stuff. I would say that your local elections really are important. You want to vote in your local elections. However, I kind of want to say I want to renege on that too, because I'm seeing that in our state, like we're in Colorado, in our state, they really only give us the same two options.
Mm-hmm.
And
they go out that way to stomp out the third party candidates.
The third party option is like hidden, and you really have to fight to bring it out. It's like that's really shitty because we did put Cornel West on our ballot. So I'm interested to see what it come back here in what is it, June 25th or something like that, June 27th.
That's the primary.
Yeah, whenever it's all when election over with.
When I'm on the ballot, Cornel West is on the ballot.
Yeah, so whenever that comes out, I'm really curious to see how they make that happen. I don't think that we had that. We should really give into any of these choices because if you've been watching the news, they want Biden to. They're talking about Biden about to back out, and then they're talking about Trump. It's really they're both bad. It's both bad choices. RFK Jr. is no better. He definitely don't got nothing in mind for black folks. And the one that does have something in mind for black folks, he's stuck in an era that we can't get him out of, and it's not for lack of trying, So I think that we gotta watch and see. Other than that, I'm still holding my vote. I'm still sitting on the couch as my backup plan. Right now, currently, I'm still looking at Cornel West. Until further notice, and then I'm ultimately found. At the end of the day, I will sit on the couch and vote. I will be on Black vacation.
RFK think we stupid. He gonna try to put tangibles on his website, and he don't even have nothing listed that's tangible.
Well, that's an easy word. It's a word that they like to co-op with everything else is still, But as far as what they mean by it, they're not offering nothing. They're not looking at it as the way the new black media put it.
The only candidate.
So we can't actually address it. They're basically just distilling a word and acting like it means something. It's not the same meaning as the way Tariq Nasheed put it, as the new black media is putting it, as even Jesse Paris put it in previous here. It's not the same meaning. It's just whatever they can steal from us. So as long as you can read between the lines and really know what's happening, a majority of us are going to be on the couch, not voting. And ultimately,
and all the same blaming and explaining, it's not going to change.
I want to see it like that because if you say you're not going to vote, don't let me catch your ass in the polls, because that's so convenient to be with us all the last 2 years. But when it comes to polling, you're going to be Democrat. You're going to go blue no matter who, no matter what the fuck we taught and what we went through and what we learned. And if you're not paying attention now, you will never fucking get it. This is the season to fucking stand on what you say. And we're putting in this motherfucking work. So we expect your ass to stay off the fucking lines. And really only vote for a fucking actual tangible thing in your area. Something that's actually going to be a benefit to you and your family. Not some other shit. Not what Trump is talking. Not what Biden's talking. Just if you haven't got enough of both of them, I mean, really. Everybody said it was good when this person was there. It was good when that person. I don't remember seeing it that way. And we could replay it because there's a lot of new black media personalities, such as like Tim Black, who's always pointing out the errors of Trump's ways way back when, and the errors of Biden's ways in regards to the racism animosity held towards black folks on both ends. So we can't just move past that just because they playing a tune that satisfies the heart muscle right now. You gotta keep in mind that they were not good for both of us. They were not good for us either in any fashion. That's all I gotta say.
All right. What are your thoughts, Mark? Thank you for that, ladies.
Okay. Yes, Aaron. Thank you for having me on. Tangibles, man, maximum overdrive is because if they letting all these goddamn illegal migrants over here and these motherfuckers is criminals coming over here, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, and we are their target, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh yeah, the damn tangibles. And these motherfuckers like Had's been Warlock, Hakeem Jeffries, Kamala Harris, in fact, let's say the whole Congressional Black Caucus, you motherfuckers are disgusting. And on top of it,
and that's why they're all going out of business, Chewbacca. They can't stay afloat.
Yeah.
Barkley, he's no longer going to be on TV. Great.
No, dude, that's great news. And then on top of it as well, too, as I've stated before on Shabaka's Black Experience and here on Frontline Black News, those who made
Stephen A.
ultimate
Smith is next.
Man, fuck Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, that ass white man, fuck him. You motherfuckers is welcome to call in and let's argue. Okay, or hit the chat room. Okay, but anyway, the thing is, as we've stated before, when we look at those with the Deacon of Defense, when we look at those with SCLC, when we look at those with the Black Panther Party that made the ultimate sacrifice, what do you think that they are saying in the spiritual world, man, about this diversity? What is that bullshit? Oh, diversity, equality, and inclusion. And then to find out that goddamn governor down there, Ron the Panties, the motherfucker that wears women's underwear, okay, he's not even with it, okay? And of course, the dump, as in human shit, and we want to make that.
You're talking about what they think about it. I don't know. No, I used to say like they would be upset about it, but now like it seemed like that's what they wanted. Like they wanted to be integrated. They wanted to have interracial sexual access, and they wanted to have sexual freedom.
Yeah, and you see, and on that right there, okay.
That's what the boomers wanted. That's what the baby boomers wanted.
Yeah, okay, but you see, okay, yeah, that's my generation. But you see, but what happened with the baby boomers, okay, they put all these motherfuckers out here in the front, right? But those who are for black empowerment, okay, those who are for self-sufficiency, okay, they kicked them to the curb. You see what I'm saying?
The ones that were at the table with Master.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, and you know me, Brother Che, and I will do it, and I will say the same goddamn thing again. Okay.
Table, and I kept saying, "Oh, that's what you missed." I kept.
You can't bring Mark to the theater.
I said, yeah, that too. But I said, you could be on the table and still be on the menu.
Right.
You can't bring to the slave theater.
But what they did was systemically through the miseducational system, what they've done, in history, this is why we always argue with Sarge, okay, is because they're trying to erase their brutalization, just like what happened with the Oklahoma State Supreme Court. They're trying to erase their brutalization. No, I'm sorry, Brother Paris, go ahead.
You remember us saying it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun?
Oh, thank you, sir. You said it better than I could. Yeah, it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. Okay, it's because, and this is why they got our youth so fucked up, off the hip hop industry. And to quote the Queen Mother, is that rap music could have been a very, very powerful upliftment procedure for us, okay? But out there in Hollywood, You know, the ones pulling the puppet strings. Oh no, you all got to write stuff that that degrades you and stuff like that, and degrades your woman. So killing the basis of your family unit. Then they coming all up here, you know, with this integrational shit and I don't see color and all that. But you could best believe when them goddamn murderous ass police officers go out there and kill on black people, they see color quite clear.
Yeah. That's why when people be trying to argue with us, like, you need to do the right stuff, I'm like, make me a believer, as Lady Che always says.
Yeah, they can't. And they know they can't. So what happens is, Brother Che, that if you have witnessed over the years of doing this, then they get to arguing. It's because you hit them with undisputed truth. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sarge is a classic for it. He falls for it every time, hook, line, and sinker. All right. So therefore, is that when we do the story here on Tuesday, Brother Che, right? Okay. Oh, Uncle Phil. Okay, but when we do the story on here, Brother Che, I'm gonna have some books. I'm gonna have introduction, body, and conclusion wrote out. Okay, because we are gonna have some guests. Okay, and anybody who deviates off that plan, and I'm talking about, you know, our haters, we're not going to argue with them. We're not going to yell at them. Only thing we're going to do is show them the fucking door. And you know how we do it, Brother Che. You know what I'm saying? You know, fool coming in with Shabaka, goddamn right, boosh, eject button. You know, Joe Gibson felt the eject button a couple of times, you know. But the only one that I think that we will tolerate, Brother Che, although we might have to start piping them down a little bit, is the one and only Sarge. Okay, because I'm not going to sit up here, man, and drive my blood pressure up, man, at 60 plus years of age, man, in 107 fucking heat. You know, this age is catching up with me, but I'm glad, you know, I did things, you know, to see this age, you know, because there's a lot of our people who didn't make it. And then, you know, of all these puppet masters, like of the media, like of these major corporations, like Stinky Bird, like social media. You see what I mean? And Sister Trish and I was discussing about checking out this brother with Blacksby, and what we have to do is, Dr. Truth Bay had concurred, is that we have to leave Facebook and PewTube in mass. And what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, let's say on Monday, 10,000 shut down their Facebook accounts. I don't mean delete them, just shut them down. Just don't put no activity on them. The same thing with the Stinky Bird, okay? Then the following week, we get 20,000 to do it. Then a week after that, we get 40,000 to do it. Then after that, we get 80,000 to do it. See, this is the same principle of economics, okay, that they use with the Montgomery bus boycott. And then keep in mind is that when a bus boycott started in Montgomery, Brother Che, it spread to Atlanta. It spread to St. Louis, I believe. It had spread as far as even so far as Johannesburg, South Africa, from what I understand, that I read in some of Dr. King's memoirs. You see, so therefore, if it took over on that, and that there was in the middle, or let's say, or the pre-internet eras, okay, you see what I'm saying? And then in the era of the internet, oh yeah, it can go real fast, folks, real fast. Yeah, I say real fast. Get on Blacksby. You see what I'm saying? And then, hey, Jay Militant, what's happening? Jay Militant, we 95 degrees out here, brother, in the middle of this heat. It was hot as hell today out here, man. How's the bay, man?
Was it 110, 115?
Yeah. And how's the bay, Jay Militant? You know what I'm saying?
What he said on his live, it's been pretty damn hot there too.
Oh, really? Okay, now that's unusual. Hell, man, anything above 85 degrees in the city of San Francisco is considered a heat wave. The coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
But he's in Sacramento.
Oh, okay. My bad, Jay Militant. Okay, so you up there in Sacramento. And please go over there, man, on the Capitol Mall, man, and tell Gavin Newsom he ain't shit.
Yeah, do a live, do it.
Hell, I've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
Jay. Yeah, okay. All right, so moving right along. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir. To update on that. It's bad news. Bad news.
To get into the recent case, we have the survivors of the Tulsa race massacre back in 1921, how their case was recently dismissed from the Oklahoma Supreme Court. So that happened on Wednesday. A lawsuit was dismissed by the survivors of the 1921 massacre. It said dampening, they say, the hope of advocates for racial justice, that the city would make financial amends for one of the worst single acts of violence against Black Americans in U.S. history. They left as many as 300 people dead and a once thriving district in smoldering ruins. Now, if you know the story about Black Wall Street, this was an area where Black people built all that on their own. They could not be around the folks like that. And they was so successful, they were so thriving that these people tried to figure out a way to go attack their stuff, not only attack it, bomb it, burn it, and steal their things. During the historic accounts, people saying that they saw them going through their houses, stealing their clothes, stealing their jewelry, stealing their dishes, paintings, furniture. They were just being thieves and stole all their stuff and bringing it to their homes in the top. You know what I'm saying? Looting. But when Black people during an uprising, if they're looting a Target, oh, look at those Black people. Look at what they're doing. They just stealing. Like, y'all stole way more from Black people than any person that's out there during an uprising. Trust me on that. Black people, the theft of Black people's stuff, homes, land. I mean, it's so many stories and towns that's happening in this country, and they don't want to talk about it. Now, I say the 9-member court, they upheld the decision made by the district court judge in Tulsa last year, ruling that the plaintiff's grievances about the destruction of the Greenwood district, although legitimate, did not fall within the scope of the state's public nuisance statute. And I say plaintiffs do not point to any physical injuries or property in Greenwood rendering it uninhabitable that could be resolved by way of injunction or other civil remedy. The court wrote in the decision. They said, today we hold that relief is not possible under any set of facts that could be established consistent with the plaintiff's allegations. Now I said messages left Wednesday say with the survivor's attorney, DeMario Solomon Simmons, were not immediately returned. And say the city said in a statement that it respects the court's decision and affirms the significance of the work and said the city continues to do in North Tulsa and Greenwood communities, adding that it remains committed to working with the residents and providing resources to support the communities. This according to the city. They say the suit was an attempt to force the city of Tulsa and others to make recompense for the destruction of the once thriving Black district by a white mob in 1921. They say on May 31 and June 1, the white mob, including some people hastily deputized by authorities, looted and burned the district, which is referred to as Black Wall Street. As many as 300 Black Tulsans was killed. Thousands of survivors, were forced for a time into internment camps overseen by the National Guard. Now, when the Japanese were put in internment camps, ladies and gentlemen, they gave them $20,000 each under Ronald Reagan, a Republican, right? But Black Americans were put in internment camps more than once, actually, in this country, and yet we don't get compensated for our ancestors being in internment camps. And they say they burned bricks and fragment of a church basement. They say are about all that survived. They say of the more than 30 block historical Black district. They say the two survivors of the attack, Leslie Benningfield Randall and Viola Fletcher, who are both over 100 years old, sued in 2020 with the hope of seeing what their attorney called justice in their lifetime. A third plaintiff, Hugh Van Ellis, he died last year at 102. They said the court also determined the plaintiff's allegations did not sufficient support a claim for unjust enrichment, which is said are typical limited to contractual relationships. The other defendants in the case include the Tulsa Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Tulsa County Commissioners, the Tulsa County Sheriff, and the Oklahoma Military Department. The lawsuit was brought under Oklahoma's public nuisance law, arguing the actions of the white mob continue to affect the city today. It continued that Tulsa's long history of racial division and tension stemmed from the massacre, and they said the city and insurance companies never compensated victims for their losses, and the massacre ultimately resulted in the racial and economic disparities that still exist today. The lawsuit argued to say it sought a detailed accounting of the property and wealth lost or stolen in the massacre, said the construction of a hospital in North Tulsa and the creation of a victims compensation fund, among other things. And they say public nuisance claims are typically used to address local concerns like blighted homes, illegal drug dealing, or dangerous animals. Such claims are used in lawsuits. They say that states brought against tobacco companies in the 1990s and against opioid drug makers. They say, but many of those led to settlements rather than trials. Now, in 2019, Oklahoma's Attorney General used the public nuisance law to force opioid drug maker Johnson & Johnson to pay the state $465 million in damages. And said the Oklahoma Supreme Court overturned that decision 2 years later. Well, let me say this. Some people are very disappointed by this. Some people take the wind out of your sails to hear this. Well, let me say something to you. When we tried to get off of the plantation, we didn't get off the first time we tried. We didn't get off the plantation the second time we tried. We tried a very long time to get off those plantations. But one day, we got off the plantation. You don't look at a loss as the folks trying to send a message to us like, oh, see, we ain't giving you nothing. Y'all said the same thing about we ain't never getting off the plantation either. You said the same thing about we'll never amount to nothing in this country. You said segregation and Jim Crow will never end. You said segregation yesterday, today, and forever.
Today,
you said that. Okay, the Klan at one point in time was running around doing whatever they wanted to do in this country openly. Let me say openly, not behind the scenes. And we have progressed all the way to that because we kept fighting. This should fuel you to keep fighting, to look at why they're rejecting it, and keep fighting. And let me tell you something. They want Black America to get off your square about reparations because they know you keep saying it, you keep fighting for it, you're going to eventually get it. They know that. They know who you are. Oh, yes, they know. That's why they're trying everything they can to undermine reparations, to get us to stop talking about it, because if we stop talking about it, it'll go away. If we keep talking about it, reparations are going to be paid. It kind of reminds you, even the scriptures talking about the persistent widow. The persistent widow wanted to talk to that judge and get what she wanted out of that judge. And even that story about the persistent widow, the judge said, listen, I'm going to give you, what you asked for just because you've been so persistent. Man, my God. And that's how we are. We got to be persistent. We got to keep fighting. Sure, people going to try to say, oh, you just want money. You want this. You doggone right. We want money.
Right.
Just like you gave the Native Americans, just like you gave the Japanese, just like you gave people from Sandy Hook, just like you gave people money from 9/11. Yeah, right. Exactly. You gave them money. You didn't give them a scholarship. You didn't give them a skilled trade. You didn't give them a housing voucher. You gave them money.
Exactly.
The Oklahoma City.
Make this a summer to share and save during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event in one of our capable SUVs. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer and save. Lease the specially tagged 2024 Seltos LX for
city bombing with Timothy McVeigh. They gave them money. They didn't give them education. You can go through case after case after case. Every time something happens to these folks, they get millions and millions of dollars. But what happens to Black folks, we get nothing. Oh, stop asking for money. Why you want money? I got to pay for it. But they never say no when their own people get it, right? So no, we got to fight. We got to keep doing it. And this the thing, you Black lawyers out there, you be on TikTok and online talking about Lawyer Bay and all this other stuff y'all talking about, right? Y'all in y'all fraternities and sororities. But where are y'all to come out here and fight like Brother Johnny Cochran?
Right.
Thank you.
Where y'all at?
Thank you.
This is your time to shine.
And he took a whole
lot. If you that brother or sister that got a law firm that will fight for reparations and you good at fighting. Think about if you won reparations of Black America, you'd be the most famous lawyer in America. You go down in history like Johnny Cochran did. That's one of the great lawyers in Black America, like Thurgood Marshall or something like that. If you have a practice, it's going to explode because of the people that's going to start coming to you Because if you win reparations, then everybody's gonna come to you about, okay, what happened at the Lake Lanier, what happened at Slocum, Texas, what happened with the Atlanta race riot. It's all that could be up for grabs. All of that. Think about it. Winning reparations opened up the door for Black Americans to get paid for all the terrorism that has happened to us. That's why they don't want to pay reparations. That's why. Because they know they will owe a lot.
Yep.
But we got to keep fighting, brothers and sisters. We can't give up. And even if these two survivors that's still here, even if they don't see it in their lifetime, we got to keep fighting because they deserve that.
Right.
Because they're not going to be with us forever.
They're not.
That part.
They deserve us to fight for them.
That part.
I mean, they went through the worst of the worst and still didn't get any justice. Let me tell you something. These folks that's being so wicked, don't worry, brothers and sisters. They trust me. They are getting the harvest that they've sown. This is why their world is spiraling down. Their global influence is weakening. Other nations are starting to rise against them.
Yep.
They don't have the same global position they once had even 10 years ago, ladies and gentlemen.
He's right.
They don't. You can't keep doing things like this and expect God to bless you or bless your nation. And I promise you, the only reason this nation is still where it's at today is because Black America is still in it. If Black Americans would leave this place and go elsewhere, this place would be done. Literally. I wouldn't even give you 5 years. This place would be third world. And I can think about 10, 15, it'll be a failed state.
In about 2 years, Dr.
Trust
Phil.
me on that.
No, Dr. Phil.
And them other groups
2 years.
that's here, they'll leave too because they're not going to stay. Because once we out the picture, they got to choose another group to oppress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep speaking up. We're going to keep calling them out. Right. No, justice is going to be done, period.
Introducing the Workday Pant 2.0.
Fuck the commercial, 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 fuck the commercial in its ass. Fuck the commercial, fuck the commercial, fuck the goddamn commercial, fuck a motherfucking commercial, fuck a motherfucking commercial, fuck a commercial, skip that shit. Resume.
Oh Lord, there's that cool Negro commercial up there. Oh my God. Okay, thoughts about the Lady Che. What are your thoughts on the Oklahoma Supreme Court dismissal?
Well, Uncle Phil, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lady Che.
I think it's bullshit. I think they should just give it to him, but I think this is white supremacy at finest. Let me get it by now. Never gonna get it. We're gonna have to take our reparations. That's it. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Fucking people die. They're gonna let their people die. That when we met that old man, he was already 100-something years old. They died like literally 2 weeks after we meet him. Like that shit is fucked up. You know, and what's even worse is what is it? You got these older ladies sitting there, and they are old. They are old, and they're gonna die without getting what's properly due. That's the shitty part.
That is.
That's all.
Okay. Okay, but Lady Che, I feel what you're saying on that there. Okay, Jay Militant said, Shabaka, I feel you fuck a commercial.
they cracking down on the ad blocking too, Millie.
I can't afford to pay for it, right? Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, it's a criminal enterprise. But as I stated, okay, when the elders transition,
that's the only thing that's gonna get them a black vote at this point.
Is the reparations.
Right,
okay.
Okay.
Now, also too, Brother Che, you made a good point on that there, so did Lady Che. But in addition to, is that we're going to boycott this social media, you know, if we can, going over to Blacksby. And then, of course,
he's been on that bullshit. Like, if you got an ad blocker or like a privacy VPN, like DuckDuckGo or something,
yeah,
that you share on the platform.
He will not let you share on the platform?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this?
The Musty Man.
Oh, you talking about Stinky Bird?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck Stinky Bird. Okay, now we have to do this in mass.
And that's what it was. Great Black Shark. It was like I could see my great grandparents in them, like 110 years. Like you have literally lived through sharecropping, Jim Crow, mass incarceration,
the civil rights era, the black empowerment era, the AIDS era, the SARS era, the pandemic. You see what I'm saying? And the scamdemic, that shit was playing. Fuck a vaccine. Okay, and that's the only thing I got to say about it, because they will fuck you around about them vaccines. Okay, so I said it, you know what I mean? And then on top of it too, Black family, we are all we got. Okay, when are we gonna see the handwriting on the wall that's staring us right square in the face, front and center, less than 2 inches from our face? Okay, but we got to get rid of these sycophant dump supporters like your Uncle Tim Scotts, what have you, you know, and get rid of all the rest of the Yassa bosses in the Congressional Black Caucus. And we're going to start putting these motherfuckers on the spot, Brother Chad. And I think I know a way to do it, man. I'm working that out in my mind. Okay? So what we're going to have to do...
These crackers right here are the ones that denied the two elders justice.
Okay, wait a minute. Is that the U.S. Supreme Court or the Oklahoma Supreme Court?
Oklahoma Supreme Court.
Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, it is the Oklahoma Supreme Court. Now, you do know, Brother Che, now you have more legal knowledge than I do, and the temperature dropped down to 88 degrees here in the great state of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, we're 20 degrees cooler.
Okay, and okay, so what it is that we have to systemically do this. You see what I'm saying? Once again, we have to look at the example set by the Montgomery bus boycott. You see what I mean? And then we have to apply it to the digital level as well, too. We got to get some, you know, some of our Black engineers, some of our Black electronic scholars and what have you. You see what I'm saying? We got to reach out and find the conscious ones, is because what's happening is they getting ready to be starving too. I mean, if they could do this shit here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, what the fuck they did, man, would you just...
People, there they are, Black family. Point these bastards out right here.
Yeah, right. Now, keep in mind is that they set the precedent, ladies and gentlemen, that it is okay for any of these other groups to go into a Black commerce district anywhere in the United States, okay, and do the same shit. Now, Jay Militant says here, Shabaka, the heat is in full effect. My next door neighbor is as red as a stop sign. Damn, look like a blood. I was about to say what's cracking. damn, Jay Militant. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening is, Jay Militant, as you know, man, how the San Joaquin Valley works. And it was winter months, that cold air from the north comes through that great big wind tunnel. This time of the year, that hot air is going up through that same damn wind tunnel. You see what I'm saying? Because Jay Militant, Las Vegas, hot in the motherfucker, dog. You know what I mean? And then on top of it as well, too, it is a disrespect and disgrace to these elders right here who witnessed this. You see what I'm saying? And for them to have the longevity that they had to be 100+ years old, it was done for a reason by the Almighty. You see what I'm saying? To bring attention to this atrocity, but also too, what they've just did is that they brought white America face to face with its own hypocrisy. So therefore, when we go on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, we're going to expect hate mail and what have you, and we got a remedy for it as well too. Okay? And then when you get with us, on Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Be sure the chat room will be open for all hate mail, and we will read that diabolical, stupid ass shit on the air. Not so much that we're trying to boost ratings that we need, but to let you stupid motherfuckers know just how much of a goddamn bozo the clown looking motherfuckers that you are. Now, whole part about it is these other groups, the U.S. Supreme Court wouldn't do it to them. See, now that's the kicker right there. Now, another thing.
Jay said these governors and Supreme Court is blocking us.
Oh, yeah, Jay, and I agree with you. They blocking us, but they're gonna let that rainbow ketchup up your ass shit pass. Fuck that. You know, motherfucker shoving ketchup up his ass, talking about he's a woman and having a menstrual cycle. You sick ass motherfucker, you out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, so let's update the people on what's happening at Sweetport real quick before we go on to the next topic.
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay, I'm reading Brother Jermaine here.
Louisiana Secretary of State website, Linwood Homes Apartments, says something about, he said the Linwood Home Apartments, the Pine Apartments, the Villa Norte Apartments, says something about TikTok lawyers are fake, social media lawyers, no actual lawyers like Tom Cochran. Exactly right, help them get reparations. Yep, that's what they should be doing. 20s need to assist reparations. Yep. We're calling for criminal charges on all parties involved in this corruption and illegal business practices in Sweetport,
Louisiana. And then also, too, speaking with...
hold on.
Yes, sir.
Operating under revoked business licenses is serious crimes. The mayor of Sweetport, Louisiana needs to be under criminal investigation, and they need an emergency replacement mayor. Well, it sounds like a recall. You don't have to launch a recall against that Tom, whatever the hell his damn last name is.
Oh, Tom Melivu, I believe. Marciano. Okay, and all of them motherfuckers need to be hooked and booked. They belong to Dakota Al Pacino and Justice for All. All of them bastards need to go right straight to fucking jail.
Yep, and all these bastards on your screen right now, they need to go straight to fucking jail.
No, hell yeah, no, throw them motherfuckers on the chain gang.
Or the grave.
Give them motherfuckers hard labor. Now, the reason why I'm saying give these cocksuckers right here hard labor is this right here. So therefore, they can feel the pain of the victims who went through the Black Wall Street. Also, too, they can feel the degradation
of the ones that did the burning and the looting.
Oh, absolutely. So therefore, to quote that word, I don't know if any, okay, this is before your time, Brother Chad. I don't know if anybody saw that movie called Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman, where he was on the chain gang. And what it is, Oklahoma State Supreme Court, what we have here is a failure to communicate. So this shit is flagrant hatred, is blatant hatred.
Evil.
All the above, Brother Check. All the above. You will figure that these no good motherfuckers that swore to uphold the U.S. Constitution and hold up righteousness had the fucking opportunity to do it right there, and they didn't. I say it's because these is racist.
I understand. It's the second time they've done this shit.
Mm-hmm. And then the cold part about it is too, Brother Che, with them doing this shit prevents the people going for for justice in the Black Wall Street case. It prevents them from taking it to the U.S. Supreme Court. That's the part we're going to discuss on Tuesday.
Okay.
You see what I mean? But you'll let a motherfucker who is shoving ketchup up his ass, insulting womanhood, talking about he's a menstrual cycle, talking about this motherfucker's in a protected class.
Yeah, but this is what happened under the Democrats.
Oh yeah. Okay, now what's Uncle Phil talking about right here?
y'all neck of the woods, you and Jay Melly and like Jay. California State Rep. Kate Sanchez opposes $800 billion
in reparations
payment
and says it isn't fair.
California's Representative State Kate Sanchez, who is a Republican out of Orange in Riverside counties.
Orange County, oh god damn, man, that's Klan country of California.
I stand corrected. I thought she was a Democrat. She's a Republican. She recently opposed the $800 billion reparations bill because it isn't fair for her to pay to have her family who wasn't here during slavery. You don't even hear.
Okay, and once again,
flee to is because of our ancestors.
Okay,
you should be grateful instead of trying to stand in the way of our reparations.
Okay, Brother Che, let me explain something, bro. Okay, when an ignorant ass motherfucker like that says some shit like this right here, right? Yes. You know you're wrong. Okay, you're trying to rationalize your hatred. You see what I'm saying? Oh no, it is extremely fair. Now, what wasn't fair is that we build up this goddamn country and we get very, very little of the, what would you call that? The fruits of our labor. You see what I'm saying? So where the insult comes in at, okay, man, I'm coming in there, I'm kicking you in your ass, you know, I'm up there fucking your woman, I'm up there fucking you, you know, your eldest daughter, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not the bad guy. See, that is an insult, black family, to our intelligence. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And all this shit, they talk, well, we all the same. Well, motherfuckers, for you crackers who believe that shit, that we all the same, is 88 goddamn degrees out here tonight. It's going to be over 105 tomorrow. Bring your white asses out here and sit off in the goddamn sun with me tomorrow. But you got to leave your sunscreen at home. And I will prove to you, no good reptilian motherfuckers, when your skin peels just like how a snake shed his. You see what I'm saying? About, you know, that you ain't shit. And by the way, people, and check this out here, Jay Militant. What color is the snake on his belly?
White. All right, so getting to this topic. Feel some update on this. Stick around. So she don't. Her family shouldn't have to pay for it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got some, news out of California. Now, California originally had their Reparations Commission, and it took about a little over a year or so to bring their findings. And in their findings, they said black people should get reparations in California. So it started a big ruckus, of course, with a lot of the folks, whether they on the right or the left. It did not matter. Even Democrats don't support reparations, the majority. I will say that. That's why I tell people in the community, Democrats are not black people friend, because they were truly our friend. They were truly the backbone. Well, we were the backbone, I would say. Then it would have been a no-brainer for Democrats, but Democrats are in a position right now. They're going to lose the black voter. They're going to lose the black voter because they have to do something for black people. You see, the older generation, they gave them the Civil Rights Bill, the Voting Rights Act, things like that, right? Different programs. So that's why they was more loyal to vote Democrat. Now you have a new generation of people where we're not living off of that. In order for the Democrat Party to save itself, at least with the black vote, they're going to have to do reparations. It's just that simple. So you have Assemblywoman Kate Sanchez here. Let's put her up on the screen. Now, Kate Sanchez is out of California, Orange and Riverside counties to be exact. She's a Republican out there. And as you can see here, what she says on a tweet, a key committee just approved a California legislation bill to help distribute reparations that could total $800 billion. I was the only member to raise concerns. Why should California taxpayers foot the bill when none of us had anything to do with this. Ridiculous.
Because they capitalized off a free
Kate
black
Sanchez
labor doing that goddamn gold rush. You got them goddamn murdering ass cops out there killing us at will and walking.
The task force reported the total amount would be as much as 800 billion. 800 billion. That's 2.5 times the size of our entire state budget. To pay for that, you'd need a major tax hike, unlike anything this state has ever seen before. I recognize and acknowledge the painful part of our history. The pains of our past should not be paid by the people of today. The majority of our state is Latino and Asian, making up 55% of our population. Most of them, like me, are first, second, or third generation immigrants who had nothing to do with slavery, discrimination, Jim Crow laws, nothing. It is fundamentally unfair to force these people to pay for this, and because of that, I will be opposing today.
Well, first and foremost, Miss Sanchez, let's just have a conversation here, because you're saying that you're the only person that did not go with this. Well, I guess that's our minority coalition at work, right? You would think that all the people that we have allied with over the years, they'll be very quick to say, hey, you know what? The black community had our back. Now, since we're in a position of power, now let me go ahead on and have their back. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why black Americans not only delineate, but now they're saying, I'm not caping for nobody. I'm not coming to rescue for nobody. If it's not black Americans, you're on your own. Now you see, I want you to see why black Americans have the attitude they have right now. Thank Ms. Sanchez for that, right? Now, what Ms. Sanchez don't realize is that if it wasn't been for the fight of black Americans, she wouldn't have had the opportunity for her parents to come here by choice. Her parents weren't brought here in the bottom of a boat. Her parents wasn't enslaved in this land. Her parents didn't have to toil and didn't get paid a dime. Her parents came here and they worked and they provided a life for her, even to the point that she now is a assemblywoman in California. Right. And
keep in mind,
so if it wasn't meant for black Americans, that wouldn't have happened.
Freeze that there.
But none of these people think about
that. Not to mention the fact that when black people go to work in California, they pay state income taxes, meaning they pay this stinking bitch's salary.
Yep.
I just had to get that in.
She mentioned Asians, how Latinos and Asians are the majority of that state, which that happened by design, and a lot of that happened by illegal means. Because that is not natural how that happened. If you look at the population of California with white and black people, look at the population from back then and look at it now. That was done completely by design. Now, when you immigrate to a country, Ms. Sanchez, or you first generation, second generation, you are an American now. So since you're an American, you are part of anything that happens with our history. And our history has a dark past. You say you shouldn't have to pay for it. Well, you're an American. It's just bottom line. And it's not you, Ms. Sanchez. It's not you, folks. It's not you, individual Democrats. It's not you, individual Republicans. It is the United States government, or in this case, the California state government, that will be paying for that. I promise you, California will not have a deduction on your paycheck that's going to say reparations. I promise you, because California has a state tax, you wouldn't see part of the state tax when you have to pay it, a reparations tax on your state tax. And for surely you're not going to see it on the federal level. California's not going to deduct a reparations payment out of your bank account once a month. It's already going to be in the budget through a bill. And this $800 billion they're talking about, let's just keep it real. They're not going to pay it all at one time. They may spread it out 10 years or something like that. So if you mention more than the budget, yeah, maybe in 1 year, sure. But don't let them tell you that, oh, we won't have the money. Y'all got money for everything else. You mentioning tax hikes. California got some of the highest taxes in the union, the highest.
And that's why I moved out.
So what's the difference? You pay them reparations over at least a 10-year span, and you good. That's a small portion of the budget to pay for reparations. It's just that simple. But when you immigrate to a country, you immigrate to that country and you take on their history, You take on their problems, whatever it may be. You can't just take the good of America and benefit from America and not have to take on the history of America or even the bad of America. And this is why a lot of Black Americans have said there's no such thing as a minority coalition, an Asian Black coalition, Black Latino, Black and Arab. Black. That's why Black people have backed completely off. Because when y'all had y'all time to shine, when you had your time to show what was right and do what was right for Black people, you didn't do it. See, if she thought about a coalition, all she had to say was, yeah, I approve that. And she said, yeah, I definitely approve that. Black Americans need their reparations. And then you would have more of a Black and Latino coalition in California. Sheriff Villanueva, when he was a sheriff in LA County, he had whole white supremacist gangs running around.
He did.
He didn't do anything about it.
Exactly.
It took investigations from all over the place to break some of that stuff up, and he had to get voted out because he got exposed as being complicit with all of that. But that's supposed to be our coalition right there. If anything, if we had a coalition, he would have rooted that out himself, called that out, pointed out everybody who's in it, and any charges he could have brought on them, he'd have brought on them because he would have been disgusted by that anti-Black racism, because he would have thought, you know what, if Black Americans didn't fight the way they fought, my family wouldn't have had the opportunity to come over here, and I wouldn't be sheriff for LA County if it wouldn't been for the opportunity that my parents received by the fight of Black Americans. And Black America, you need to call out every group, even the folks, every group who come here
Uncle Phil,
and benefit.
Get with us on
Don't let them
Tuesday
disrespect
night.
you.
The number to call is 518.
Oh, I work hard. You wouldn't have had no opportunity to work hard if it wouldn't have been for the fight of Black America. Because if we would have never fought and just dealt with it, trust me, the folks didn't want none of you here. None. All they wanted was Europeans landing on Ellis Island. That's all they wanted. They did not want nobody else here. Period. We fought for everybody to have an opportunity to come to America, to get their American dream. And then now you're starting to get it. And then you want to do Black Americans wrong when you have an opportunity to do Black America right. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So this is why when y'all run up on us and say, what about this issue? What about that issue? Oh, this, that. That's why we're like, nah, we good. We're cool. Notice Ms. Sanchez, notice she didn't say, you know what? I'm first, second, third generation in this country, immigrant. I had nothing to do with the Trail of Tears. I didn't harm a Native American. Why should I be paying out of my money for Native Americans? You notice all of them who have an issue with reparations, they never say nothing about the Native Americans.
Yeah.
They never say nothing about it. They never say, well, I got to pay. I've never seen on any paycheck of mine since I've been living Native American treaty pay as a tax. I never seen the IRS say you're being taxed for Native American treaty pay. I never seen the Treasury deduct money out of my bank account once a month or once a year for Native American treaty pay. Y'all have no problem, because think about it. You had nothing to do with the Trail of Tears. Black Americans had nothing to do with taking Native American people land, harming Native American people. We had nothing to do with that either. But my tax dollars that goes to the United States government goes to Native Americans. Do you see me on here every day complaining about that? No, because I have to pay my taxes just as much as you have to pay your taxes, ma'am. It's just that simple. So you're not going to complain about the Native Americans getting money, and they've been getting money for hundreds of years. Black Americans are saying, hey, we just want to get a one good time payout. We're not getting money for over 200 years. You know what I'm saying? There's already programs on the books, the same program that Native Americans get. I believe that's what Black Americans should get. It's already on the books. They get money. They've gotten land. They've gotten a tax-free status. Black Americans should get the same thing. in my opinion. The exact same thing. For every year we was enslaved. We should get that. But we're not even going that far as a community. We're saying, let's just get a reparations payment. And y'all complain about 800 billion when you waste 800 billion. Mm-hmm. You wasting trillions of dollars in California.
Mm-hmm.
They recently had a story about Gavin Newsom, a lot of money missing, and they can't account for it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the money at? But when it comes to Black Americans getting reparations, and Black Americans are what, about 6% of the population now in California? Not a whole lot.
No,
they're not 55% of the state. So it wouldn't be a whole lot of money to pay them, right? So no, if you immigrate to this country, you got to pay taxes like everybody else, and the reparations going to be paid, it's going to be paid. It's just that simple. Now, what I will say to the Democrat Party, this is your time to try to secure the Black vote another 50 years. If California do reparations and the checks are going out, you better believe Black people in California will be extremely loyal to the Democrats. And if that start being a ripple effect, start off in all blue states, that's how it's going to have to happen. Black people are going to be extremely loyal to the Democrats. And Democrats won't have nothing to worry about at that point, because Black people become very loyal again, more than what they, now is is being fractured. But they would get super loyal again if they do reparations.
And indefinitely.
Period.
That's right.
If Biden came out and said he was going to do reparations, and he actually and he made all the senators and all the Democrats in Congress say, hey, you got to vote for reparations. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hey, help us get some more people in the Senate so we can make sure it's filibuster proof. And we got a commitment. Everybody's voting for reparations. And then we saw it done in California, because it has to be done in California first. And now the party said we doing it on the federal level too. The Democrats won't have nothing to worry about. Everybody and their mama will come out and vote again like they did for Obama. I promise you that. I don't even support Democrat like that. But if Democrats was going to do reparations in the form of cash payments, oh yeah, I vote Democrat, no problem.
And
I'm saying it openly. I don't support Democrat, but if they're gonna give reparations, because I'm independent. So if Democrats are gonna give me something, I'll vote for them. If Republicans gonna give me something, I'll vote for them. If an independent candidate gonna give me something, I'll vote for them. I'm not on nobody's team. I'm on the team of who gonna give something to Black America, and that's who I'm voting for that day. Period. But we got to let Miss Sanchez know.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the land that they would give us if we was air up land. And be like, here's the reparations. No, I'm cool on that.
That, oh, ma'am, you're going to pay. You're going to pay because it's coming out the tax dollars. Now, if you got a problem with California paying California taxes, that's you in California on that.
Okay, I tell you what they need to do in California.
Going through, and the goddamn signs it off.
Revenue from that.
And that's the way it is.
Raid the coffers of the California.
No, your only option. You only want to pay reparations. I guess just don't pay your taxes, but see, you don't see how far that goes, right? I mean, she got some nerve. You immigrate over here, and then you say, you're not fair. Life not fair. It's not fair to see Black Americans be 6% of the population in California, but they the majority of the homeless. That's not fair. When you just admitted Asians and Latinos are 55%, but they're not the majority of the homeless.
Or the damn
that don't even make sense, right?
In the jail system.
Right. So don't talk about what's not fair. Forget that. Life isn't fair. I figured that out a long time ago, and you should too.
Me too.
Fuck the commercial. Fuck the commercial. Fuck the commercial. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck the commercial.
Okay, Scott, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, my thoughts on that. First of all, I agree with 90% of what Uncle Phil said right there. Another industry that you need to hit up to get the revenue for the reparations is that goddamn Hollywood and that motherfucker California Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay? Need to hit them motherfuckers handsomely. Another place to get the motherfucking reparations from is go over there to goddamn Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Okay, it's because that's where they started their banking operations, man, you know, doing the gold rush right there. Why the hell do you always see that commercial for Wells Fargo with the Pony Express out there? Nothing against the Broncos.
Oh, yeah, the Broncos, goddamn it.
Okay, but why do you think you always see the commercial of the stagecoach there for Wells Fargo? It's because Wells Fargo was the motherfuckers who was capitalizing off that goddamn gold coming out them gold mines up there out of Sutter's Mill. Okay. Not to mention the fact of all the black talent that they stole in Hollywood. You see what I'm saying? Rather if it's music, movie making, what have you. All the black innovations, as you and I discussed, Brother Che, a few months back about the brother man and the sisters who had created a lot, you know, for Google and AI out there. You see what I'm saying? So hit that goddamn California DMV, okay, and hit that goddamn Hollywood permit revenue out the city of Los Angeles, and hit the goddamn city of Los Angeles with it. Most definitely. Fuck the goddamn state of California. Still with us, Brother Che? Okay, Brother Che, your mic is muted.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And like you see all that bullshit, man, that they doing up there on social media with that advertisement. Understand? Hit up them goddamn Zuckerbergs and Stinky Birds. Them fucking banks. The city coiffers of what's that raggedy ass motherfucker? Mountain View, California. And what's that other raggedy ass piece of shit over there, man, that you see right by Zuckerberg? What is the name of that damn city? Menlo Park?
Menlo Park.
Okay, wait a minute. And then there's another one over there too. Menlo Park, San Bruno, South San Francisco.
Como.
It's called who?
Como.
Oh, Palo Alto? Yeah, hit them motherfuckers out. How's it spelled?
C. It's with a C.
Okay.
It's right by San Francisco International Airport.
You said Colma?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Colma, California, South San Francisco. San Bruno. Definitely Menlo Park, Santa Clara County. Los Angeles County. Get that goddamn money from the damn Los Angeles Film Commission. Because when they film movies there in Los Angeles, you got to have a permit from the Los Angeles Film Commission. Get money from there. Shit, jack up them raggedy motherfuckers at Warner Brothers and Universal Music. They got the money.
You get it from many sources. So this bro, I see that the audacity to say that she and others like her shouldn't have to pay for this.
Say that again, please.
I'm talking about this broad Kate Sanchez about the.
Oh man.
Over. That's what I was asking. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, she's out of her fucking mind. Okay. She's out of her fucking mind. More reason for black cohesion.
Yeah. The state is black, Shabaka.
Huh?
Only 5% of California is black now.
Okay. Only 5%?
Yeah.
Damn, man, we had a huge decrease. And I know what that decrease is, brother. The inmate population.
And the Skid Row population.
And the homeless, yeah. Because one of the last time I was through Los Angeles Skid Row, 80% of the people I saw out there homeless were black people.
by design. All right, like you said, what are your thoughts on it?
I really think that this project shouldn't be speaking on it. I mean, she just like the white folks don't need speaking on Black reparations, especially with the task force being out there. Like, she shouldn't be talking at all. Like, what the fuck? Like, who asked her motherfucking opinion? Secondly, I think that there should be some sort of boycott, or not boycott, but like some sort of like action against it, because just to let her ride like this, it's been like, when did she do this? Like a couple days ago, right?
Yes.
So she just let it. We just let it slide like that. Like, just gonna let it ride. Like, what's the outcome? Like, you're not gonna get upset about this. Nobody's gonna get upset about this. Yeah, the fucking task force out there already got reduced to the fuck just thought. All this work is fucking putting this back like up to 8 years for a fucking deficit. That's what they wanted to talk about at the task force meeting. They said we got a deficit. We got that. This part we're talking about this other shit, and she thinks it's not fair. Who gives a fuck what she thinks is fair?
Right.
Like, this is a blood debt. It's old money, old fucking debt. She wouldn't have shit to live in. It wasn't for fucking black people. So it's fucked up. So I don't understand like why there's not no anger behind any of it. Like, there's not an action. There's nothing going on. Except we just reporting the news that this bro just sitting there chilling in her motherfucking bright ass, red ass motherfucking track. Right? I didn't really watch it. I just kind of skimmed past it because it's some bullshit. I just felt like it's more bullshit coming up on Juneteenth. More shit. That's about to get real active here shortly. You got like a month and a half before it starts to get real active. So I just feel like I just can't understand why we're not really angry or upset. Like, we need to be more angry. My mind is the only one that's angry right now.
It's probably because she don't represent a black district.
I don't give a fuck. She shouldn't be speaking on it. She shouldn't be speaking on it.
Wait a minute too. And another place to go get that damn money too is out of Newport Beach, Orange County. Oh, and another motherfucker who the jack up man has got some goddamn money for, man, is go jack up Mickey Mouse. Yeah, jack up Mickey Mouse out there, man. And where's Disneyland at, Lady Che? What's that there? Not Boynton Park, Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim.
Yeah, go jack up Mickey Mouse. Hell, that motherfucker been making money, man, for over 100 goddamn years.
Like, I want to see upset, man. I want to see fucking genuine upset. Why? Because these motherfucking politicians can sit there and do whatever the fuck they want, whatever the fuck they want to, and no one's gonna fucking get upset. They got y'all in this motherfucking passive sunken place. It's like, it's real gross. It's like, fuck up out of here. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. Come on out of the sunken place, because it's really starting to get bad out here. You're in like a gelatin mold of a sunken place. And it's really fucking disgusting, disturbing. This bride over here making rules talking about she don't think that she don't want that or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck she said. Whatever she said, she should have got the holy fucking Orisha slapped out of her fucking face. That was fucking stupid and wrong. And everybody just sitting there chilling like, no, fuck all that, man. Do something. Surely that broad can be pushed out of her seat. Surely there's some things that can be done, right?
Yes, it can be recalled.
Start there.
That means research. You gotta find out when was she elected. When is
start somewhere, man. Y'all
when
gotta
is the
start
next election cycle for her seat?
Figure it out.
In 2 years.
Sit there that long.
In 2 years. Wait a minute. She a California State Assembly woman?
Yes.
Her ass is up for re-election this year.
See? We don't want nobody sitting up there saying that you can't, that you're not. She don't want to give reparations for the fucking black people of the world, especially California. Like, are you serious? Like, and she just gonna go ahead and make this blanket fucking hot boy statement, and it's gonna be all to the good? No. What's next? It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry I got upset. I feel like I'm the only one that's passionate about it.
Same thing, but it's politic related.
I gotta calm down. Y'all gonna make me blow my heart because I'm so fucking
passionate. Sit back and breathe, Lady Che, because I gotta watch myself too, because this shit is downright pissing me the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Particularly out there in California, Lady Che.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't believe it. Like, nobody tells anybody else. Like you don't ever hear black folk telling everybody else, no, they shouldn't get nothing. Now that we fucking need to do it for ourselves, everybody has a fucking opinion, has something to say. There's places that we've been paying reparations for. That shit didn't even happen here. Shit like that has not been happening here, but we've been blaming.
You want to know something? You're right. Hold on. Just like when they interned the Japanese, when they took all the Japanese off the West Coast, they got paid reparation. And them motherfuckers was only interned like for about
no, we didn't say that.
5 years to the most.
Right. We didn't say on the Native Americans or whatever, don't. Oh no, we don't want them to get nothing. We never said no, we don't want the motherfuckers over here to get anything. But when it comes time for fucking black people to do something for themselves and fight for something that they have to fight for on their own, as usual, everybody has a motherfucking opinion, something to fucking say. But when it came time for them to receive anything, even on this fucking fictional shit that goes on nowadays, these other communities and whatnot, you don't hear us no. And like really mean it. We might just say, what about us first? You might hear that, but you don't hear us say no directly for why they can't have something. You know what I mean? It's always like, hey man, you just stepped over us again. What about us? You always hear that. What about us? We've been overlooked again. They leapfrogged over us, but you don't hear us outright say, fuck no, they can't get it. Never do you hear black people ever say that. We might say, nah, you have stepped over skin. No, fuck that. It's about us first. And we might put up a little fight about it, but you never hear us outright directly say, no, nobody can't have nothing. That's the fucked up part. Where these motherfuckers can sit up here and say, fuck no, they don't think we're worthy, or we're not worth it, or we don't deserve it. And we gotta fucking just deal in this black holocaust like we've been dealing. That shit is fucking irritating. Like, one day they're gonna really fucking need us. And we ain't gonna be around. Just I hope you guys are taking notice of that. Like you fucking other than black people. I hope you take notice that one day you fuckers are really gonna fucking need us. And we're not gonna be there. I hope you take notice. And I hope you enjoy that. Fuck you for me. On me. I hope you enjoy it. Bitch, shit. That's fucking foul shit.
That's 4 years they can okay on us.
Right. Then they're gonna need black people. Black people ain't gonna be around for you fuckers. Just keep in mind that. Keep in mind it's all fun and games till black people don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, man.
This broad is predominantly white.
Don't matter. She gonna need us. She gonna need black people one day too. Everybody eventually needs black people.
Mm-hmm. They always do.
They always eventually someday somebody gonna need a black person in their fucking life. And one day that motherfucker is not gonna be there. And this will be the reason why.
She represents the Republican, so I'm not too surprised. Now, the Democrats that claim that they're our friends, they've been sending in the way about reparations too. And,
they're the main opposers to it.
Jacob.
Tim Bojangles Clyburn helped start this exodus from the Democrats by denying reparations to Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
He always
Clyburn will hold it. Clyburn said that?
Yeah, he's been like that for a long time.
Yes. He's been a staunch opponent against reparations.
Yep.
Clyburn helped start the exodus from Democrats by denying reparations. Okay. I see.
We saw multiple videos of brothers and sisters pulling up on
Marcel Dixon catching him and he was saying it to him.
Okay, so Clyburn himself is against reparations.
Yes.
I see. Okay, so with him saying that shit, people are exiting the Democratic Party on the black side because of what his dumb ass said, right?
I don't think so. I think that he's been saying that though. He's been saying that black people been sticking around with that. So I think it's a combination of things.
Them old niggas been sticking around.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. But either way.
Okay, so that means he's on puppet strings.
Bad. They've been saying he's been saying it. He's been saying that. I just think that whatever's happening with black folk now is it's new, but it has nothing to do with Clyburn. I think
here's something that you're gonna love, brother Che. We did a story on this, man, and we got banned, man, on Facebook for 30 days. You know who's the main motherfuckers too, man, that they need to go get, man, to get that reparations money? Them jackleg ass, punk ass preachers.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have a non-tax.
Yeah, the 501c3. Yeah.
Their charity.
Yeah.
So bust it up. No hard to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, these damn Yasa bosses is something else, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so this is what Clyburn said when he was pressed years ago.
Name, y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair. It's cash, being cash. Hell no, you never get support reparation. I support reparations right in that name. Y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair. It's cash, being cash payment. Hell no, you never get it. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair. It's cash, being cash payment. Hell no, you never get it. Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power. You will never get it. You have a lot of leverage. Let me ask you a question. You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time. Will you listen? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what? I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still. That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother.
Oh man! Am I correct to call this motherfucker tethered, brother Che? Is that a tether there, brother Che?
You live in America. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair. It's cash, being cash payment. Hell no, you never get it.
Yeah, I just kept repeating that because it needs to stick in your head. Hell no, you never getting it. That's a common theme with him. That's a common theme. So it goes back to the title of the stream today. Will Representative Jim Clyburn help? Got to add the ED to so sorry about that. I'll fix that after the fact. Start the exodus away from Democrats by denying reparations to Black Americans. So it was a straight denial, constantly. If Clyburn is saying hell no, you never get it, how you gonna tell something to Biden? Think about that. If Clyburn repeatedly telling you hell no, you'll never get it. If he's telling you that, and he's a top Democrat, and he's Black, okay, how are you going to go approach the white Democrats about reparations when they say, well, Clyburn over here said, I mean, and it's sad because I never see videos come out like that by any other group, only these Black American politicians. Now, so you say, okay, what can we do? What's the solution? Everything has to be a solution, right? We could talk about Clyburn all day. We can complain about Clyburn. Now let's put it back in your feet, right? Okay, so if everyone is listening, all 1,200 of you or so listening, are all of you registered to vote? Let's start there.
I'm on the couch,
all
man.
Of you registered to vote?
I can't do it, man.
If you're not at least registered to vote, you can't even do anything strategically.
No, Uncle Phil, I'm sorry on that one, man. I voted for 40 fucking years, man, and not a goddamn thing changed for us as a people.
I'm registered to vote. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna show y'all all my business, but my card right here. It's right here. So I got my voter registration card. I don't need to take it with me, but I got it. Do you have a driving license? So you can drive to and from. And also, you know, my belief, do you have a United States passport? So you can move in and out the country anytime you feel like you need to, whether vacation or whatever the case may be. Do you have a United States passport? You need to have all three. So let's go back to, okay, you registered to vote. People like Clyburn should not keep going back. They're voting for Clyburn. Let's say South Carolina. He's on the ballot again, okay? Those people keep sending him back, even though he say, hell no, you're not gonna get it. So the people in South Carolina is voting for him, and you break it down, there's a lot of people in his age group that's voting for him. There are more younger people in this country than the older people. Y'all can complain on the older generation, but the older generation get their behind up out that house and they go vote. When the younger people are sitting around complaining, but they're not saying, you know what, Clyburn got to go. It's way more of us than them. So let's go ahead on and get him out the paint. If you're not willing to get yourself up and getting Clyburn out and Maxine Waters and all these different ones who have sold out the Black community, if you're not willing to get your behind up and do something different, you'll keep having the same problem. We say, well, I'll just sit on the couch. It's a time to sit on the couch. I'm with you on that. It is a time. And it's a time to say, you know what? Yeah, you need to go. And this has nothing to do with Democrats, what I'm talking about. Because give you another example. The race in New York with Jamal Bowman. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. But if I was...
Fuck the commercial, fuck the commercial, fuck the commercial, fuck the commercial, fuck the commercial.
Welcome back, Tim, the SEO manager, is losing a ton of organic traffic to his mail.
Fuck the commercial.
In New York, in Jamal Bowman's district, I would go out, I'm telling you, I would go out and vote for Jamal Bowman. I'm gonna tell you why. Not because of his politics. The reason why I would go and vote for Jamal Bowman is because AIPAC is targeting him. And they spent a lot of money on this other candidate to get him out. Do you know Hillary just came out and supported the other candidate against Jamal Bowman? He's already been there. Normally they don't do that. So if AIPAC says that 98% of their candidates win elections, 98%, they boast that. So if you want to do something different, if I was in Jamal Bowman's district, I would go vote for Jamal Bowman. And then I would tell Jamal Bowman, look, Jamal, I didn't really vote for you because I like your politics, brother. I said, I voted for you because I see what they're doing. And that's way more dangerous to me than even some things you say with politics. Now, I gave you a lifeline this time. Brother, we need you to do X, Y, and Z. And if you're not going to do it, we'll circle back in 2 years and get you out of here. You understand? But if we're going to get you out, it's not going to be on that. You have to show up at times. You may have to vote for a Democrat. You may have to vote for a Republican. You may have to vote for independent. That's the beauty of being independent. You're not tied to any political party. You're not. If you have an individual Democrat that's great in your district, he or she show up, he or she make sure y'all good, papered up, they fight for the Black community. You may say, I'm not really a Democrat, but they good. Okay, go vote for that brother or sister. That's fine with me. And if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, what the other person talking about? Hey, are they gonna do something good for us? Well, hey, let's go vote for that person. But we can't just complain on Clyburn or Exodus just to the couch. It's time to sit on the couch, yes, but there's also a time to say we got to make sure that we put the people in there that we want. If you care about the Black community, if you care even about America, now you don't care about that, man, I'm chill. In a few years, feel I'm moving out of here, then hey, I'm not even talking to you. I'm not, you good. You going somewhere else. You having a good life somewhere else. You ain't worried about what America and what they got going on. But even if you live abroad, you should still care about what America does, because what happens in America is going to affect you even abroad. Good, bad, in between. So, okay, Vic Stat, thank you very much. I like them red ones there. You said that Clyburn makes me think Django is based on real life. And my mother said she's still going with Joe. But my granny, before she passed, she said had way more of an open mind about reparations and wanted to know about third parties. Yeah, you know, listen, we got people in our community that are just, when it comes to Democrat, they lost.
Yeah.
Some of them. But I would say what I'm noticing is the younger people. When I say younger, when I say the term younger, I'm meaning outside of the civil rights generation. The oldest I'm talking to is my generation, Gen X. That's the oldest I really talk to at this point. I love everybody, but I'm talking more to Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z, because that's the people that's really dealing with the problem right now. Our older brothers and sisters, they had their good jobs. They got their pensions. You're not going, Gen X, millennial, and Gen Z not going to have a pension. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Maybe if you're a police officer or something, but if you're not a job like that, you're not going to really have a pension. It's not happening. Homes for the people from the civil rights generation were, you know, $50,000 and $60,000. Your average home now is running you in the South a lot of times upward of $400,000, and don't even talk about when you go into California, New York, and a lot of places up to, you know, $1 million more in a lot of places, right? You don't have what they had. Back then, they can work one man can work one good job at the factory, a refinery, or wherever, and the wife can stay at home and just raise the kids. And they wasn't spending $150 in the grocery store, and if they did, they bought food for the freaking probably a month and a half. If they spent that much back then, maybe 2 months worth of food.
Yep.
We are in Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z are in dire straits. And that's why I more so, and I've learned Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z, they're more powerful and change their mind a lot easier when it comes to this thing of politics. I'm seeing more and more brothers and sisters in those three age groups really, you know, look at this thing and say, you know, man, we got to figure. And do you know the average age of Black America right now is 32 years old? 32. That's the average age. So there's more people on that less than 50 than over 50. But what we have to do, and then I know I have people outside of the Black community that watch this program. They like listening to some of the politics. And if you're outside the Black community, I can refer to you too. You can't complain about different things if you're not registered to vote either, and you're not going to get certain people out or certain people in. You have to support grassroots candidates. And you have to go to websites like opensecrets.org and see who's donating to candidates. If you see AIPAC donating to anybody, that should disqualify them right there, because you know good and well, if you take AIPAC money, you got to do what AIPAC tell you to do. And we need people from the grassroots to run for office, and it's going to be responsible with and accountable to the grassroots.
That's right.
That's our problem. They only do what they do, Clyburn and the rest of them, is because we, as a community, don't hold them accountable. We complain. We you know, oh, look what's happened with the migrants. Joe Biden and them giving migrants all this money. But yeah, when they say, okay, well, shoot, let's go ahead and get these Democrats on out of here. Let's vote somebody else. Oh, hell no. Hell no. I ain't voting like that. No. And then so what you go do, just go vote for another Democrat. Like in Chicago. You complained on Rahm Emanuel. Okay, fine. Rahm Emanuel was messing up in Chicago. You went out and got another Democrat, Lori Lightfoot. Got Lori Lightfoot in there. Lori Lightfoot, same Democrat policies. Okay, y'all didn't like Lori Lightfoot and the things she was doing. You was upset. You bring Brandon Johnson in, another Democrat. He's doing the same thing, but actually a little worse with the migrant situation. You can't keep voting for people of the same party thinking that tiger is going to change his stripes. In order for that tiger to change his stripes, you got to switch parties. See, one thing the white supremacists do, they will change every other election cycle. Okay, we got a Democrat this time. Okay, we're gonna get a Republican. We're gonna get a Democrat. We'll get a Republican. That's how they do it. They don't. Do you notice how they never really stick to one party? Now, more of them will vote Republican, but you still have a good portion of them that vote Democrat too. And some Democrats vote Republican, and some Republicans vote Democrat. It just depends. When Trump first won the first time, a lot of them folks are so secretive about Trump, but a lot of them went vote for Trump. Trump didn't just win it wasn't no surprise. A lot of them, oh yeah, Trump, he's kind of, he's discriminatory, he's racist, and they went right in their voting booth and voted Trump.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they did.
But you know, I was talking to Sister Mitra about this. It's like with some of us, and I say some, not all, you act like this Democrat Party has a demonic spell on you, like literally like a demonic curse.
Yep.
And you will stop talking to family members. Listen to me.
Yep.
You will stop talking to family members behind the Democrat Party.
Yep. It happened to me.
You won't stop talking to family members that are shooting up the block. You won't stop talking to a family member who's having all these illegitimate children out here, male or female. You won't stop talking to a family member if they say, I don't believe in God or whatever they're doing out here, right? You'll still talk to them, you'll love them, you'll forgive them, everything, right? You say, oh, well, they're a work in progress, they're still family. But let somebody in your family say they do not want to vote for Joe Biden in 2024. You will stop, and I'm not saying you who listening, but a lot of them will stop talking to that person, cast them out. Your mammy would not talk to you because you said that you're not going to vote for Joe Biden. Let's say if you say, you know what, I think I'm going to vote for Robert Kennedy. I'm going to vote, but I was going to vote for Robert Kennedy. Or if you say, you know what, I'm going to vote for Trump. What? You know, like that. Or you could say, well, I'm going to vote for the couch. What? It's like if you don't vote Democrat.
Someone needs to customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Fuck the commercial. Fuck this stupid ass motherfucker in the bird. Fuck him.
This is the deal I have about that. How do we go vote Democrat when the top Democrat tells us about reparations? Hell no, you're not getting it. And then he's not saying hell no, the migrants not getting money. He's not saying hell no, the Ukrainians are not getting money. He's not saying hell no, all that money has been going to Israel. He's not saying that. He's never said hell no to any of that. When we ask for something, it's hell no, you're not getting it. How do we? And then our votes are used to paper up all these other groups. And yet we sitting there with our plate empty and we starving. Why would not people start exiting and making an exodus away from the Democrat Party? I mean, really, it's common sense.
Right.
That's like being in an abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. How long are you going to take being hit upside the head by that man or that woman before you say, okay, I didn't got hit long enough upside my head? No, I can't get hit no more. I'm done. I'm leaving. That's what happens in abusive relationships. And the Democrats has had an abusive relationship with Black America. Abusive. It's abusive because you're using Black America. You're pulling on our historic pain to manipulate to get a vote. You can't pull no historic pain on Hispanics. You can't pull it on whites. You can't pull it on East Indians. You can't pull that on Arabs. You don't even go to them like that. You only come to Black people because, you know, hey, it's a trick that has worked for a very long time. I'll give you that. And we still have some Black people that's very emotional about that party. Then let me open back up what I said toward the end of a live stream, not yesterday, but the other day. When they talk about Black men, have you noticed the type of Black men that support today's Democrats? Have you noticed the Black men who are shilling for the Democrats? And I said that the other day, that have you noticed that the majority of them really don't have no strong alpha male qualities? A lot of them are extremely, what's the word y'all say? Sassy. That's one word y'all say today. Another word I could think of y'all say today, a lot of them are zesty. That's another term y'all use today, sassy and zesty. Have you noticed that? And no, I'm not talking about what somebody do in their bedroom either. I'm talking about how if you notice those men are always, they are so sassy more than a woman is. You won't even have a woman be that sassy. They matching the same sass as Jasmine Crockett, the men. And I don't know if y'all noticed that. And I say, why is these men, these black men in particular, that's with the Democrats, why do y'all respond like that?
The shattering of the black family unit.
I knew at one point in time I told you all of them had a certain look about them. If you look at them, they all got a certain look. It's not that normal look, like, a normal look of a brother, right? Like, a brother have a certain countenance about it. We're talking about a straight-laced brother. He taking care of his business. He have a certain countenance that the folks fear. Their countenance is weakness. The folks don't fear that. And they're comfortable around them because of the sass and because they're zesty. But notice when the folks are advocating for Democrat or Republican, right? Notice the people that's talking, they're not coming with that zesty energy or sassiness. They straight-laced dudes. I want y'all to know that. When they talk about Hispanic politicians, notice they're not coming around them like that. And they can even support Democrat, but notice they don't come around like that. Asian politicians, notice the men in their community, even if they support Democrat, they don't come around acting like that. But what is it? Help me. Like I said, I'm all ears. I'm just telling you what I noticed. I'm just saying what I noticed. And I'm not talking about what somebody do in their bedroom, because a lot of them that's sassy like that got wives at home. So I'm not talking about anybody that's part of the LGBT. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your energy, what you giving off. The women don't even act that sassy for the most part. I'm talking about the black Democrat women. And they women, they should be acting that way. They're feminine. Well, it's supposed to be.
You just answer the question. All right, I'll start with this. All right, Spuck, what are your thoughts before you lay it down?
Okay, yeah, my thoughts on that there. Once again, Uncle Phil here, he's on point. And what it is that we was talking about these effeminized males, man, that there's a classic reflection of the breakdown of the black family unit. Also, too, this AI social media shit that has this undertone, of this alternative agenda. Because even us on our platforms, now we got to be tactful of what we're saying to get our message across. You see what I'm saying? And then when you look at all these motherfuckers down there in Hollywood and shit, man, you know what I mean? Like your Billy Porters and that type of shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, and wasn't that there you told me, Brother Che, that Billy Porter, man, got kicked out of Hollywood and he's down there homeless now because his white husband divorced him?
Yeah, he was just at a bite and barbecue in a goddamn moo-moo.
Damn.
It was really horrible. I covered it last week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. See, this is the kind of shit that makes you want to vomit. And the only thing I can say, Brother Che, pass it on down to the generations before me. Everything that Uncle Phil said right there in his last portion right there, man, was absolutely correct. Okay, it's because all we got is each other, black family. How are we going to go with our heads held high before the ancestors, man, saying that we sit up there and succumb to this shit as a whole? After all the civil rights workers that died.
You're going to miss about
Huh?
Lay it down.
Yeah.
kind of update you on what you're doing to this.
Mm-hmm.
So the rally for reparations, Juneteenth celebration that happened.
Okay.
Bay Area yesterday. Now.
Okay, you said in the Bay Area?
No, I said yesterday.
Uh-huh.
It's yesterday.
Okay, so this rally that you're showing here on this video clip here is out of Denver?
No, it's out of Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the rally I've been talking about for over a month now.
Okay.
Hunter Biden convicted on 3 federal counts.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Rufo is upset. Has his own cultural war, Copycats.
Okay.
Brandon Johnson in Chicago spent $30,000 on haircuts and campaign funds. Aaron Loctician, who spewed hateful rant against Black women.
Mm.
Basically, Shabaki said the only thing that Black women are good for is to create a Black men.
Mm. Wow. Damn. So that goes to show, Brother Che, that confirmed my greatest fear, man. The Black family unit, man, has been pulverized now. Yeah, the Black family unit has been pulverized.
No, that's what they want us to think, Shabaka, but no, it's just not as strong as it used to be.
Yeah. And then, like how you say, with all these fucking tethers, you see what I'm saying?
But the tethers, yeah, they go out their way to make sure that.
Yeah. So instead of them hitting us on 2 sides now these motherfuckers are hitting us on the right flank, left flank, from the front, and from the back.
Yeah, we're getting it from all sides and angles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to be discussing after you pop off. So thank you for joining us, Bucky.
Thank you for having me, and definitely be sure, Brother Parrish, to get with us on Tuesday night. You know the time. Okay, we have started the campaigning on the social media, and by all means, you the co-executive producer, go off into the studio. If anything that you want to add on the situation, man, you know, on the Tulsa, feel free to do it. You know that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what that show is going to be about, is what the Oklahoma State Supreme Court did. And the way it looks like that they got it rigged up, okay, where they cannot take it to the U.S. Supreme Court, is that these other southern states or states that had slavery, their Supreme Courts are going to do the same damn thing too. I hate to say it, and I hope I'm wrong. But, you know, the way I'm seeing it.
They dismissed it with prejudice.
Oh, sir. They dismissed it with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, obviously. But
yeah, with extreme prejudice.
Legal talk, they say precedent.
Yeah, exactly. You see? And, you know, so the gross national product was built up off of slavery in this damn country, and they still parlaying off of it to this day. But when we try to explain this here to tethers like Joe Gibson and Sarge, you know, that's why we got to pipe them down so we can get our point across. You see, it's the power of the parlay. I mean, that's a universal economical principle. But when we go up there and mention that, nobody wants to hear it.
Something about this. Sarge is a tether. He's a raccoon.
Yeah. Rat tether, huh?
No, tethers are foreigners that are coons.
Oh, okay. So you got tethers and you got coon tethers. Coons, tethers, and coon tethers.
Yeah, it's coons and tethers. So the coons are FBA and the tethers are non-FBA.
Gotcha. That is very sad indeed, sir. It really is, man. It really is. That is very sad indeed, Brother Che. Okay, my man. So you all have a nice night there in the Mile High Income City. This is Shabaka Sankori signing off from Sin City, ladies and gentlemen. Also, to get with us on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced Tuesday night. The call-in number is 516-418-5996. All right. So I bid you all farewell from Sin City. All right, man. I'll give you a call tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I will close it out after this topic right here. And that is the rally for reparations that took place yesterday in Washington, D.C. on Freedom Plaza. So several of the new Black media content creators went live, streaming it. So I was going to try to up behind us. Y'all see. Yeah, so from what I've seen, but it's a very good turnout. Once again, this is the website. The FBA rally, Saturday, June 15th, 2024, 11 a.m. Hosted by Tamika Chief. Special news performance by hip hop legend Daddy Kane, Black by Popular Demand. And heard from the likes of Mr. Islam, both out. We heard from our sister, our B1 sister here out of Colorado, Vicky Dillard. She set it on fire. We heard from Greg Marcel Dixon. He did a damn good job. He's also the one that's running against Clyburn in the upcoming election. So if y'all live down in South Carolina, and it's just 6, I believe, you definitely need to vote for Greg Marcel Dixon. Then we got Afro Lee out in Chicago. He was there. He spoke. He did a real good job, too. Honorable Dr. Randy Short, he was there. He did an awesome speech as well. Telling like the TI is. Of course, our brother Black Alpha was there. He definitely set it ablaze. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Mahat, she definitely was going in. So they reached to go over $50,000, raise over $50,000 for this event. So it was definitely a good showing. So the next video I'm going to play is of the actual rally.
Hello, how are y'all? Isn't God good today? Are we people of the sun? And this is the sun out. This is going to be a great day. First and foremost, we've got to thank Brother Tariq Nasheed and his team and these beautiful brothers protecting us from all the garbage that could and might happen if we didn't have the FOI and other people looking out for us. Thank God for our brothers. Thank God for the sisters. Thank God for the FOI. Thank God for the technicians, but most importantly, thank God that we're here. Now, it's going to be a little tense because I'm going to be very honest with you. We got a lot of work to do, but we can get it done because God's on our side. And when God's on your side, who can be against you? Nobody. Can white supremacists? Can the boule? Can sellout Negroes? Can illegals? Can liberals? Can racist sodomites? Can feminists? Nobody can stop us. That's right. Now, let's start this off. We're here because we need MFM. And y'all know what that means. And since they're families, and my mother's here. Thank God for my mother. In fact, let's just take a minute and give a big applause to one, Tariq, his team, the security, and give all of us a hand. They keep saying that we're not going to get it and we can't get it done. And Tariq and many others in the new Black media, Sister Vicky, Afro Elite, Black Afro, everybody proves we ain't going no place and we want our MFM. And I'm going to be polite because there are children here and I don't want to be in a Diddy situation for being too vulgar. So, my brothers, don't do no cussing. But if Biden calls me, so I'm going to tell my mother, just tell her that you Christians. Brothers and sisters, MFM stands for Mother Blank Money. So I'm going to ask you, what do we want? And I want y'all to say MFM. And I want you to shout so loud until Joe Biden's defense busts the leak. And there's so many of you out here, Mama Harris can't sleep with all of you to convince you to go to their side. So I'm going to ask y'all, what do we want? MFM! What do we want? MFM! What do we need? MFM! What did Nat Turner want? MFM! What did Malcolm want? MFM! What did Elijah Muhammad want? MFM! Ancestors want. MFM. What do we want? MFM. What our sisters want. MFM. What our brothers want. MFM. What the unborn want. MFM. Amen. Let the church say amen. Amen. We're going to do one bad word. Because we're going to let our enemies. DC is Boule Central. It should be called District of Caligula. Diddy learned how to do freak-offs down here. This is a nasty town. It's a wicked town. My grandmother used to work in the White House and just stopped working. I wonder why. It's a nasty people in there. We've got to break the curse. Do y'all know in the White House, they had to do a cleansing because the slaves would stay in the basement of the White House and dozens of Black children died in the White House. It's cursed until we get our money. It's wicked until we get our money. God's not going to do right by this country. Every country in the world is dropping the dollar, hooking up with bricks. Y'all think it's just circumstantial? No, this is God judging America because we don't have our MFM. It's not a handout. We've been handing out land and labor, blood, sweat, and tears. They just reenacted the draft yesterday. So they can drink the blood of our young black men they only want to incarcerate. They only want to have the police kill. They only want them addicted. They only want them in foster care, or they want them to get their genitalia hacked off and tell them if you cut your thing off, you can become another sex. No, you go from being a man to a eunuch. You can't change your chromosome, and America can't change its debt that it owes us, and we want every single penny and then some. Somebody say MFM. MFM. You know, people have the nerve. They have the damn temerity, the nerve, the gall to act as if we're beggars in the country that we built. Right. In the country, look, you're here at Potomac. Potomac means land of everything, land of abundance, land of fish. I'm a descendant of the Piscataway. This is my damn land. Right. I'm not getting a rent check from Joe Biden or Kamala to build a house. The Capitol is built on top of the prayer grounds of my people. Can I afford a home in the city that belongs to my people? And I'm the beggar. No. Who steals music? Who steals inventions? Yeah. Who steals everything? Yes. Then put their name on it. My God. We're old. Old. God says so. To whom much is given, you stole 3.6 million square miles of land. You enslaved 5 million people, killed at least 6 or 7 million of us, and then killed the Aboriginals, which is us too. To whom much is given, much is required. MFM is ours. It's a birthright. And it's not to be shared with anybody but us. Okay? No more people of color. That's people on crack, not people of color. We don't hate nobody, but imagine me going to another country and feeling entitled to for the compensation of suffering of people in Jamaica or South Africa or Haiti when I didn't go through that. Yeah. Isn't that some BS? Somebody tell me that's BS. Y'all agree? Major BS. And when you think about a political system of a country that has billions for Ukraine, billions to kill Palestinians, billions to kill Yemenis, billions to dog the folk in Haiti and traffic their children, and then to welch on giving us the money that we're owed. The foundational wealth of America is we Black Americans. We made it. Everything is us. They don't have anything without us. That's right. Who defines American culture? That's right. Michael Jackson or Lawrence Welk? Come on. It's our culture. It's our land. And we want our money. That's right. They make it seem as if reparations is crazy. Do you guys know that a reparations bill was approved in Congress 92 years ago for veterans who felt like they should get some extra money for having served in World War I? Now, it got shot down by the Senate, but 92 years ago, on June 15th, 1932, they approved giving $2.4 billion to the veterans. They give money to whomever they wanted to. When the banks collapsed after they set up subprime lending to steal from Black Americans yet again, they gave $24 trillion or more to the banks. Don't tell me that you can't cut us a check for $20 trillion. Don't tell me you can't do it for 40. And if you can't give it in cash, we'll take it in kind. We got some work to do. We need to be very clear. White supremacists and racists and Black traitors are all amongst us. They're standing in our way, but they are not greater than we are. Our greatest impediment is the failure of those that are on code to understand how to come together to get our MFM. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me be very clear. We're going into a war. A war has been made on us since the 1500s. Since the Catholic Church decided to split the world between Spain and Portugal, they've been at war with us. Our problem is we've had too many people like that disgraced pastor, James. And he takes it too. We've got these people that tell us we'll just get along and be friends to everybody. When they've got books like the Turner Diaries, where they're planning to mass murder all of us. The government knows all about it. And that no good coon from Kenya, named Ofaga, that's what I call them. They knew in 2009 that the police departments across the country were infiltrated by white racial terrorists who planned to make a race war. They just busted someone in Arizona, and they keep catching them. They know all about it. Certain people have a thing that's called the Day of the Group, where they're going to mass murder all of us. They're at war with us. And so all this idea of swirling and assimilating, and look, I don't hate folks of any kind. I'm not preaching hatred of anybody. Okay, I was just telling folks to show you how crazy this world is. You know, I always talk to folks about genealogy because you know what? We're one Black American family that hasn't recognized how much we need each other because we don't have anybody but each other and God. This was something that our elders used to know. We've lost the sense of the knowledge of one another, and we need to get on top of that real fast. The illegals come here and set up within days, whether it's legal or illegal. They do give them our money, and they're giving them billions, stealing from us yet again to replace us. The only thing that's going to stop them is us becoming a unified force, an army for restitution, an army for reparation, an army for reconstruction, an army for independence, an army for freedom, an army for justice, an army to make right what's been done to us for centuries, and we apologize to nobody. You need to begin to elbow your way with even our own. So we've got a central issue here. If you're a boxer, you have to prepare for the fight or you're going to get your ass beat. We've gotten flabby. Our music isn't what it used to be. We're not taking care of ourselves like we used to. We don't love each other like we used to. We abort and kill and let child and family services steal our children. We're getting divorced. We're getting racist feminists teach the women to hate the men, and then we got this scanosphere where the men and now hate the women, want to run with everybody else. In order for us to get what we are owed, we're going to have to change our state of affairs. We're going to have to turn from looking for allies and get alive with self. We need to be alive because the greatest elements of our atomic bomb is Black male and female unity in the form of a family. That is the greatest fear in this country, that we will come together, love each other, protect each other, cherish each other, respect each other, protect each other, have health care for each other. We used to do it before we had almost $2 trillion in income. There's a reason that we're not organized, and that is because we've got enemies within our group. Oh, yes, we can talk about all of them. But let's just be clear. You got the Democrats, the Republicans. You've got the Divine Swine. You got the Gasons. You got a lot of people working for everything but what we need. We've got the Congressional Black Circus, the National Asshole Network, the Southern Christian Cool Leadership. We've got so many of these groups that are doing everything but bringing us together. What we voted for them to do. And it's time for us to have a purge and a civil war. And if you're not on code with MFM, if you don't understand that my reparations do not belong to somebody in Sudan, my reparations do not belong to people in Mexico. My freedom isn't dependent on somebody else's freedom. Pan-Africanism is a great idea, but you know what? Why not some pan-Black Americanism? Why not some unity here? Why not invest in one another here? Why not stick together here? Why not have families here? We're going to need a supernatural divine love for each other because of the thousands of years of conditioning. If you've ever read Chancellor Williams' book about how they've been working to bring us down, and in this country, 500 years of nonstop voice. In reality, we've never fully breathed free for 500 years. Look at how the Palestinians have had 120 years of what we've had 500 years of. Folks in Africa, Nigeria, the white folks took over Nigeria effectively in 1910, were out by 1960. I had explained to a Nigerian, my grandmother was born in 1911, and she wasn't really free. And then that was the year after Nigeria became a federation. In 1960, when Nigeria became an independent nation, my grandmother couldn't vote in this city. My grandmother was segregated. My grandmother was a second-class citizen. And basically, when my grandmother died, they didn't diagnose that she had ovarian cancer, and she was in a medical facility. This medical apartheid. All of these things. Our sisters dying when they want to have the baby. Sisters being sterilized. Organ theft. In order to stop this, you know, the Bible says Satan comes but to kill, steal, and destroy. Haven't we been killed and destroyed? And haven't we been robbed? Well, do you think we're dealing with God or are we dealing with Satan? Isn't this the synagogue of Satan? Folks sit up and take the Bible and tell you 50-year jubilee is a justification for why we don't get reparations. It's time for us to come together like never before. It's time for us to kick out traitors, to be harsh. If you can't get up off can't get out your house, pray. Let me give you a story. Back in 2011, I was in Libya about this time, watching them bomb and kill people in Africa with Obama and Susan Rice, the half Jamaican former Secretary of State and United Nations representative for the United States U.S. Ambassador. And when I had an opportunity, I went to the 40th anniversary of the Congressional Black Caucus up in Howard. And I went there to confront Donald Payne Sr. And when Donald Payne snuck out of the building on Howard's campus, I snuck out too. And I want to give you an example of the kind of traitor leadership that we've got. I asked Congressman Payne, sir, I just came back from Libya. They are gang raping, mutilating, making snuff porn, torturing, butchering Black women and babies and girls in Libya with U.S. tax dollars. And, you know, he kind of giggled in my face. He giggled. And he says, oh, well, you know, these things kind of happen. These things kind of happen. And I said to him, sir, pardon my language, y'all. What the fuck use of nigger congressmen and nigger congresswomen if we don't protect our Black women and girls, sir? And I went on to say to him, excuse me, is there genocide in Africa that you don't like? How come you don't do anything for folks in Newark? And I don't know, God is real, people. I told him, God's cutting your life off. You're not going to live 12 months. He died 11 months later. We need to pray these people out. If you can't boycott them, you can't vote them out. Our ancestors forget. And when they do, will the circle be unbroken? We'll pray them out if we can't drive them out. You know, his son got in, and in March, one of my buddies from Sudan came to see me, and I told him I can't help you about the genocide in Sudan because the son of the man I prayed out is in, but I'll pray for him. So on April 1st, I prayed that God deal with Donald Payne Jr. because they're killing folks all over Africa. The Paynes had a lock on Africa in the Congress and wouldn't do anything. You know, Donald Payne had a massive heart attack April 6th. Okay, they tell me to go. Are y'all good? Okay, now I need to stop. But let me say this to you. You know, prayer changes things. Boycotts change things. Unity changes things. Love changes things. And more importantly, before I leave you, I want to say this. As part of SALT Ministry, as part of the United New Black Media, our group, we work under Brother Tariq and them. We're starting a thing called the Black Patriarch Movement because we got to get our black men into warrior mode. We are going to meet on August 24th here. We want your support. We need your help. We got to go fund me. It's a Patriarch Summit. You can always find me if you do YouTube. I'm the Angry Black Men's Book Club. Email me if you can. I'm wrandyshort on gmail.com. I do respond. We must, and trust me, when we get the men together, we want to have the Wazis, our warrior sisters. In fact, say Wazi sisters. Wazis. All you Wazis, you warrior sisters, we're going to have by the fall 2 different groups working in tandem because when black men and black women get together, nobody can stop us from getting our MFM. MFM! 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 MFM!
Let's give it up for Dr. Randy Short. I can listen to him talk all day, seriously. But we're only going to press the time, so we gotta. But give it up, everybody, one more time for Dr. Randy Short. And one more thing. Give me my money. FBA. See, I like y'all. Y'all participate. I'm gonna have y'all working today, just so y'all know. Y'all gonna be working. Okay, so I'm really, you guys, super excited. I love this woman. She's so amazing. She's an educator. She's an engineer, a powerful youth advocate for over 20 years of educational experience. She has created numerous programs geared towards Black youth development. This woman has been in countless documentaries from Buck Breaking to American Maroon to Season 1, Soil, Washington, D.C. She's currently a professor of engineering at Morgan State University. Please welcome Dr. Mahan. Come on, y'all. Say it loud. Come on, FBA, make some noise! Black power! Black power! Black power! Clap it up for your black selves! Can we get a hand clap for Brother Tariq Nasheed? Let's give that brother his flowers while he can smell the mache. Clap it up for your black selves for being here today. I say, and let's clap it up for our ancestors. For we are the sum total of our ancestors. We see far because we stand on their shoulders. I say, call out the names of some of those NBA ancestors. Call them out right now. Malcolm X, Dr. King, come on. Ida B. Wells, Harriet Tubman, call them out, y'all. Nat Turner, call them out, y'all. Fannie Lou Hamer, come on. Huey P. Newton, Dr. Khalil. Ashe, y'all. The ancestors are smiling right now, family. Whenever we unite and we get on code and we act in our best interest, the ancestors smile. Now, when I say ancestors, I'm not only talking about those who preceded us in death, I'm talking about those who preceded us in life. So right now, people like Dr. Raven Wimbush, he's smiling right now. Dr. Sandy Darity is smiling right now. Dr. Claude Anderson, our warrior scholars, are smiling right now. Dr. Claude Anderson said that reparations is a necessity. And he said, this man has been on the front line speaking about reparations for decades. And Dr. Claude Anderson said it's a must because he said FBA does not control a sufficient amount of resources to be competitive in this country. So he said that we don't get reparations, we're going to be done. He said whites control almost 100% of the wealth, power, resources, privileges, and all levels of government. And he stressed that voting is quid pro quo. Dr. Anderson said, when we vote for someone, we should get something in return. Come on, you just don't throw away your vote. Listening to the boomers tell you you gotta vote for the lesser of two evils and somebody died for you to vote. That was a dagger, wasn't it? I love you, boomers. I love you, boomers, but that was a little dagger. We're practicing prank quo po. If we want to go out here and vote, we want something for our vote, and that is, say, reparations. Black folks have been voting Democrat since Roosevelt was elected in 1933. He promised America a new deal, but what it did was create opportunities for white Americans and it further disadvantaged Black Americans. Yet we've been voting Democrat ever since. And what has that gotten us? Deindustrialized communities with no jobs, failing schools, neighborhoods with no supermarkets. They closed all the recreation centers, mass incarceration. So what have we gotten? Nothing. But is the Republican Party any better? No. We achieved illegal emancipation under the Republican Party, but we only achieved that because remember, Lincoln wanted to preserve the Union. Remember, he said if I could keep the institution of slavery going, I would do it. So we didn't achieve true freedom through the Republicans. And then after emancipation was signed on January the 1st, 1863, it was followed by 12 years of Reconstruction. But remember, that ended in 1877 during the Hayes Compromise. That's when they pulled the federal troops out of the South. And what happened? FBA went into semi-slavery, which was Jim Crow. Come on, y'all. So Black Americans, we shouldn't be beholden to any party. If you look at my voter's card, it says unaffiliated. We shouldn't be beholden to any party. Only the party that's going to serve our needs. Dr. Avis Wilson told us in his book, Blueprint for Black Power, that we need to start our own Black National Party anyway. Because he said that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are two birds on the same plane. And having our own Black National Political Party will help us organize the Black vote. It'll help us organize Black dollars and enforce a Black agenda. So family, I implore you to stop doing three things. Number one, stop voting for voting's sake. Understand that voting is quid pro quo. Say it with me, y'all. Quid pro quo. Don't vote for voting's sake. I know a lot of us are children of the boomers. I know it, and they say, you better vote. They start scaring you in the vote. You better vote. You better vote. You're going to go right back into slavery. You better vote. No. We need something for our vote. And if we don't get something for our vote, a lot of us are going to choose the couch. Come on now. Two. That's right. Two. Stop allowing the powers that be to pacify you with symbols. Malcolm with symbolic victories rather than economic equity and real justice. So what did Biden give us? Oh, he gave us Juneteenth as a federal holiday. Well, hell, we've been celebrating Juneteenth for decades without the permission of the goddamn government. So you didn't give us anything. Come on now, he gave us a monument of Emmett Till and Mammy Till in Mississippi and Illinois. You know, he'll bring rappers to the White House, right? I call her Ratchet Red. Y'all call her Sexy Red. I call her Ratchet Red. They invited her ratchet self to the White House and Biden them saying, look, Black community, look who I brought into the White House. Then he going to speak at Morehouse College. I was so disgusted when I saw him being the speaker at Morehouse College graduation. Then Trump, what did he do? He produced some sneakers. Talking about that's how he connected with the Black community. He said, I'm going to give y'all some sneakers. And then he made a stage Chick-fil-A run in Atlanta. I said stage Chick-fil-A run. Repeat after me. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want reparations. We want reparations. Then you have 50 Cent. He just went to Capitol Hill. Y'all said, Dr. Ma'at throwing daggers right now. Dagger. 50 Cent went to the Capitol Hill to advocate for Black representation in the liquor industry. Repeat after me. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want reparations. We want reparations. And third, don't allow them to call any program that gives Black folks a couple of dollars a reparation program. I've been looking online and some of these articles and then some of these things. Well, we're going to give our Black citizens $500 each. This is our reparations program. That's not reparations. America owes us trillions of dollars. Every day. So $500 payments is not a reparation program. So repeat after me. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want real reparations. We want real reparations. We want reparations not to live comfortably under European domination, but to be a liberated, independent, and self-determined group of people. Self-governance should be our goal. See, when I talk, I use the language of the Maroons. I say liberation. I say sovereignty. I say self-determination. See, the folks who are dominant, folks who love to live under the dominant society, they use words like inclusion and diversity and representation. No, I'm a child of the Maroons, so I'm going to talk about liberation, sovereignty, self-determination. So salute to the FBA brothers and sisters who are building homes on land we inherited in the South to create whole towns for us. Salute to our brothers and sisters who build institutions, educational institutions, businesses, economic engines, and cultural institutions in our communities, all while we continue to fight for liberation. Reparations, I'm sorry. Reparations. So FBA, I want to close with these words. Keep building. Keep building. Protect what we build. Protect what we build. Support what we build. Support what we build. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. And know that the struggle continues. Know that the struggle continues. But victory. But victory. But victory. Say it loud. Victory! But victory! But victory is certain with that piece of Black power. Hey, I told you it's a cookout, y'all. I told you it's a cookout too now. It's summertime, Juneteenth, turn up. Y'all need to get high. Come on. Wear me down, hey. Wear me down, hey. Wear me down. I told you I'm going to turn to a rap concert every now and then. FB. Hey. FB. Hey. FB. Hey. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. See? It's a cookout over here. I told you we having fun today. Okay. Let's keep this party going. Uh-oh. We got 2 notes. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Now, this gentleman This amazing gentleman is everyone's favorite Gullah-Geechee reparationist. Hello, y'all know what I'm talking about? From South Carolina in the building. Okay, this man is an activist, a political candidate. Yes, he's a political candidate of the nominee of the U.S. Citizens Party for this year, November 2024 elections. You guys, please welcome Greg Marcel Dixon.
So, greetings, everyone. Greetings! Before I get into this, we need to get some things out the way. So, first of all, I want y'all to give it up for yourselves for being here. But I also want us to give it up for those who wanted to be here but could not make it. Let's hear it for them. I want us to give it up for those who keep the same energy offline that we have for this movement online. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not say, let's give it up for Tariq Nasheed for hosting this monumental event. And now, on a more somber note, let's have a moment of silence for our people who are suffering injustices and the ones who've left here without ever getting justice. And on that note, I want to ask this. How many of y'all are tired?
Y'all tired.
Are you sure? Yeah. Are you tired or are you sleepy? You see, a tired person is a fed up person who's not going to take it anymore and who's going to fight to change things. A sleepy person is a defeated, inactive person. So let us not be a sleepy person. Now, last time we had this event, I talked about the basics of reparations. I talked about how they don't go to all Black people. They only go to those of us of the lineage who are foundational Black Americans and who have the federal status of freedom. I spoke about how this federal government does not depend on our tax dollars for spending, that America is a monetary sovereign, and they can afford anything they want once they account for inflation. I spoke about how even though racism is a plague that needs to end, reparations is not about ending racism. Reparations is about a debt that is owed, and it's been owed to us for centuries. We talked about what reparations were, but now I'm going to talk about how we get reparations. Now, before I go into that, let me be very clear. If there's a candidate or elected official who's not offering us anything, I don't believe in supporting that elected official or candidate. I've never done that in my life. In that case, I support us choosing the couch. But what I do not support is us becoming a couch potato. Okay? Come on, Greg! Have you ever seen a couch potato? Yes. I'm not talking about those whose mobility is limited because of health issues. I'm talking about those who sit there, live a sedentary life, they become unhealthier and unhealthier, and then they slip into a diabetic coma and die from a massive heart attack. No, we are going to have to work for reparations, okay? And look, we may have different viewpoints. Me, for example, is just speaking for me. Unless a candidate is unadulteratedly anti-FBA freedom, if a candidate is for stopping this mass immigration invasion, I'm going to support that. Look at what's happening in California. You have all these white Hispanics running their mouths, talking trash about us getting what they're owed, and their parents came here illegally. So if we think we face a lot of hatred now, we have no idea the level of hatred people coming to this country illegally only because we thought they're able to come here until we meet them. I'm going to start with elective abortion. 20 million dead Black babies is a genocide. But you may not agree with that, and that's okay. We all have different political viewpoints, but we all must have one political priority, and that priority is what? Reparations. Exactly. And don't fall for the trick language. I've been hearing this trick language lately of them saying, I support reparations. I support reparations. That's insufficient. Other groups don't get support. White Americans for centuries got land, housing, all kinds of special benefits. Native American tribes and their descendants, intern Japanese and their descendants, Iranian hostages and their descendants, the Guamanians, the Downwinders, Holocaust survivors and their descendants, those groups don't just get support. They get specific policies that leads them getting money, housing, land, and having other means of ownership. So do not fall for that trick language. And look, y'all, we're going to have to work for it. I heard Dr. Randy Short say that. We are going to have to work for it. We definitely need to be organizing in the streets. Yes, we do. But I need us to understand this very important thing here. Reparations in this nation have never, ever, ever happened outside of the political structure. So let's organize in the streets, but let's organize in the streets of getting people who are going to fight for us in those political seats. And listen, I understand that we're tired. All of us are tired, but we cannot tire out. We need our own media companies to get our message out there for us, okay? We need our own political action committees to advance our political agenda specifically for us. We need organizations that have status-based benefits specifically for us. And we need candidates who are going to be willing to stand up and fight for us. Right now, we have elected officials who are literally willing to stand up and fight for anyone besides us, even people who have come to this nation illegally. But those candidates need teams. They need people to make phone calls. They need people to knock on doors. They need people to print signs. They need people to distribute flyers. They need people to be donors and people to do fundraising. Woo! Come on, guys! Have warriors out on the battlefield without a shield. Okay? And look, it's not fair. I get that. It's not fair that we have to fight for something that should have been ours already. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said he was tired of marching for something that should have been his upon his birth. But American slavery was not fair. It was not fair that we were enslaved, and yet we had to fight for centuries to end slavery. During the days of sharecropping, debtors' prison, torturous medical experiments, racial massacres, land theft, exclusion from wealth building programs, Jim Crow, and redlining, those things were being done to us, yet we had to fight to make those stop. It's unfair, but look at us here. It's not undoable. That's right. That's right. We built America, Greg. We can do it. Our ancestors organized and accomplished their mission with far, 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 far less resources than we have now. We have more political representation and specific policies for us in the 1800s than we do now. And if we're going to be honest, our ancestors, our forefathers, they faced far, far, far more violence than we face now. And they didn't just have less protection, they had no protection. So if we are their children and they can do it, then we can do it too. That's right. But I have a question for you. Are you willing to do it? Yes, sir! Yes, sir! You cannot treat reparations as moving like a football game and we are in the stalls cheering. No, we don't need cheerleaders in this movement. We need everyone out on the field. Now, some of you might say, you know, Marcel, I get that. I understand, but I'm going to keep a low profile. I'm going to keep my head low. I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm worried about my house. I'm worried about my family. I'm worried about losing my job. Let me make something very clear to all of us here. If you don't stand up for us, you are actually putting yourself in more danger. You are putting your family in more danger, and you're putting all of your people in more danger.
Look at it that way. Look at it that way.
The same thing goes for me. If I don't stand up and fight for us, I'm putting myself in danger. I'm putting my family in danger, and I'm putting all of my people in more danger. Don't believe it? Let's look at nature. Take a lion, for example. You know the type of prey a lion usually targets? They go for the weakest, most cowering animal they can find. Being a coward is not keeping that animal safe. It makes them more of a target. On the other hand, when a lion comes across an animal that's active, that's vigilant, mighty, and strong, that lion remembers it's just a pussycat and it backs off. Now, we need to understand by keeping a low profile, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, they come from one of us, let them know it's 100 of us. If they come for 100 of us, let them know it's 1,000 of us. If they come for 1,000 of us, let them know it's 10,000 of us. The point was, they can't get us all. And when they see all of us, they're going to realize they don't want to deal with none of us. Now, I'm going to say this here, and I have nothing against this in particular. I've been all around D.C., and I've been seeing a lot of rainbow flags. And people say they have pride. Well, I have pride, too. I'm proud every damn day of the foundational Black America. Okay? I have pride. Okay? I have pride. A lot of pride. And yet, I look at the Ukrainian flag, the rainbow flag. They get everyone's flags right, but being that this is Juneteenth, one day, and they still can't get our flag right.
Still can't get it right.
That's not because of us, but it's cost of it is us. We allow too much disrespect on our names. And we have to stop it. Okay?
Talk about it,
We have to stop allowing that. Listen, I said this before. If we were to the bottom of this nation because of poor decisions that we have made, I would be up here telling us, get it together. But the truth of the matter is, this is irrefutable. I don't even engage in arguments against this fact. We are to the bottom of this nation because of terroristic decisions this federal government made. I went to the Korean War Memorial, and they have a quote there saying, freedom isn't free. Oh, yeah, we know. We know. The government caused the problem. Now the government to us is going to pay the cost of the problem. Okay? It's important for us to take care of our physical, mental health. So when I see you, I'm going to ask you, how are you doing? I'm going to ask you, how are you feeling? But then I'm going to also ask, what are you building? Okay? And I want to say, we deserve our constitutional rights. We are not looking to the government to save us. We don't need to be saved. We just need to be paid. Bring ourselves in. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Dixon, you can dress. You can dress your behind off, sir. That man can dress. I'm sorry. He can dress. So give it up one more time for Marcel Dixon. Give me the check. Come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than that. Give me the check. Give me the check. Okay, I like FB. Thank you. I love you. Give yourselves a hand right now. Give yourselves a hand. Now, the man that's coming up right now, to be honest, he really needs no introduction. This is the man that put this entire reparations rally together. This man has taught us about our hidden history through our ancestors, hidden colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1804, American Maroon, microphone check. Okay, now I'm about to bring the man of the hour, Tariq Nasheed.
Y'all got to give it up better than that, DC. Give it up, DC. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause, DC. It is beautiful out here in Washington, D.C. I'm so glad to be out here with you guys. It's hot as hell, but I'm here. I got on my suit. Oh, yeah! I'm about to go down to Burlington and get some flip-flops, but I'm here with you. Family, first of all, happy Juneteenth.
I'm very stingy about our culture, family. Are you stingy about your culture? We are all we need. Say, we are all we need. We don't need people tacking our Juneteenth onto all of these other things. Have y'all noticed that? Do they do that with other groups in their celebrations? Do they tack on other things to the Puerto Rican Day Parade? Do they tack on other things to the Caribbean Day Parade? Do they tack on other things to St. Patrick's Day? On St. Patrick's Day, they're like, everybody, you gotta wear green. That's it. With us, Juneteenth, they got pink colors, rainbow colors, trans colors, all of this stuff. They want to attack all of this stuff to Juneteenth. We're not the muse for everybody. You're not going to use us as muse anymore. Right? I saw some stuff out here in D.C. Celebrate Juneteenth and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're not hating breast cancer, but this is about us in our Foundation of Black American Lineage. We are good enough. Now, family, we also got to pay honor and respect to the brothers and sisters in Tulsa who received a harsh injustice. We're still standing with them. We haven't forgotten about them. That was a horrible injustice, and we're going to stand up for them. Because the white supremacists like to use the excuse, well, the people who were harmed, they're not here anymore. Those people stayed here for over a century to see that justice is going to be served. And we're going to take the baton and make sure that that happens. This country has created and committed war crimes and paid the people they committed war crimes against. In World War II, when they bombed Europe, did they have a Marshall Plan that they gave them money for? Did they give money to Japan? They even gave money to Vietnam. They gave money to the Iran hostages in 1979. You understand that? They gave money to the victims of 9/11. But when it comes to us, everybody wants to act like they don't know how to give us the compensation we're supposed to get. And we're saying no more. Now, family, we're not going to take any excuses that people give us when it comes to reparations. When it comes to giving us our reparations, everybody wants to play dumb and ask these dumb questions like, Tariq, you in this reparations, listen, why should I be punished for something that I didn't do? Well, here's the thing. We, black people, we get punished for stuff we didn't do all the time. Every time there's a crime in Chicago, we all get blamed for it. We ain't got nothing to do with that. If there's a crime in New York, they start stopping and frisking everybody. We all get punished. And also, us getting reparations, look at how the language is. Punishment. That's not a punishment. If we get reparations, that's going to stimulate the economy. We're not foreigners, so we're not going to send money outside of the United States. That money is going to bounce within the United States and stimulate the economy. They know that. See, they know the temerity that we have as Foundation of Black Americans, because the excuse they like to give, well, if we give y'all the money, you guys are just going to just buy rims and weed. If they really thought that, they would have no problem giving it to you. They know that you guys are going to be entrepreneurs. You're going to start businesses. You're going to open up houses and hotels and Fortune 500 companies. They know that what you're built of. They know what you're about, Foundation of Black American Family, because you built this anyway. You built this. This city that we're in, Benjamin Banneker designed this city, Foundation of Black American. All right? That White House down the street, Foundation of Black American hands built that house. Right. We're not taking excuses. Another excuse they like to throw at us, well, how can we tell who's eligible for reparations? Everybody's just so mixed up. Well, family, when we owe money, the government knows how to find us, don't they? If we owe child support, brothers, they know how to find you, don't they? You owe a light bill, they know how to find you. You owe a parking ticket, they know how to find you. You get a Rent-A-Center TV, they know how to find you. When they got to give us money, now, oh, I'm legally blind. It's easy to find us. Foundation of Black Americans, we are record keepers. You know, you go to your grandmama's house, she got everybody's birth certificate under that mattress. We know how to trace our lineage back through paper. We can do DNA. They have all types of advanced sciences where we can trace who's who. We can do hairline analysis. Let's swap some of these hairlines. Because we might get some people trying to be $5 FBAs out here. We're checking hairlines. And the DNA says, you're from Uganda. You're not qualified. Listen. Another thing they try to say to us, well, listen, black people, stop worrying about reparations. They try to do a shaming tactic on us. They say, well, listen, and the Anglo-Europeans are very good at the shaming tactic. They say, well, you guys are begging for reparations. That's like begging. Why are you begging, black people? You're not begging for what's owed. If somebody owes you something, that's not begging. You owe me. You Anglo-Europeans, you were begging to get out of the slums of Europe. I want y'all to understand, Europe was a slum before the Western slave trade. The money built from slavery over here funded Europe. You understand that? They begged to come to Ellis Island. They begged to go to New York. They begged to leave Europe to come to Washington, D.C. While they were begging, we were building, and we want to get paid for what we built. Family, another thing they try to do is say, well, how about individual responsibility? Just work hard. If you work hard, you wouldn't need reparations. No. Because, see, they attacked us and oppressed us as a group. We couldn't get out of slavery because of the federal government. The federal government had us tied up in slavery. They used the military to go into Florida during the Seminole Wars to get black people to try to put them in slavery. They used the Fugitive Slave Act. When we did go to free states, they would use that to come get us and put us back in slavery. You understand? So our Foundation of Black American Family, we fought against that because they even had dogs that were trained to go and hunt us. This was government sanctioned. Now, some of our FBA family, they learned how to kill those dogs by crushing up glass and baking the glass and bread and frying the bread. They're called hush puppies. Did y'all know that? Oh, they hush the puppies, all right. Fuck good! Shout out to Brother Umar. Listen, I'm in California. In California, family, they threw some numbers out there. See, when you talk about reparations, people, they'll kind of lurk around and wait on some numbers. So now some numbers have been thrown in California. They threw an $800 billion number out there. And boy, people lost their minds. The first people to lose their mind were the immigrants, the Hispanic immigrants. They were the first ones to come out and say, hey, hold on, wait a minute. I just got here. Why should I owe? Why should I be on the hook for something I just got here? Well, damn it, you just got here. You're getting all of our tax dollars. You're here because of us. Y'all going to D.C., New York and Chicago and all of these other cities, you're getting debit cards with all of our tax dollars on them debit cards. You should be the main ones cheerleading for us. If it weren't for Foundation of Black Americans, you'd be down in South America on a donkey with coffee beans. No disrespect. But we kicked in the door for all of these people to be totally ungrateful when it comes to us, because people feel like anything we get, they have to get, and that's not what it is. Another thing people try to say is, well, how about instead of going after the government, just go after individual entities and institutions that had you enslaved? Here's the problem. All of the institutions in America are based on anti-Black racism. I want y'all to really understand that all of them. The medical industry was based on anti-Black racism. They were experimenting on us. The banking system, they were putting in money to enslave us. The railroad system, we were doing the railroad system. We had to build the initial railroad system. You understand? The insurance companies, they were insuring enslaved Black people. Wall Street were trading stocks and bonds. We were the stocks and bonds. All of these institutions, the entertainment industry, the first form of entertainment in America were minstrel shows. The first blockbuster movie was The Birth of a Nation. And the music industry, all of these things were based on exploitive, anti-Black racism, even now. And then they try to say, well, we have to have a lot of this minstrelly, all of this minstrel show nonsense and buffoonery in the music and in the movies, because if we put something positive out there, oh, you Black folks don't like that. You like cooning and buffooning. That's what you guys like. Family, we just released a movie called Microphone Check. How many of y'all saw Microphone Check? This is a movie we did, grassroots, have an intelligent conversation talking about foundational Black American culture. We were selling out theaters here in DC and all over the country. They didn't tune in to see buffoonery and shucking and jiving. They wanted to hear truth to power. You're here today, not for buffoonery and shucking and jiving. You're here for truth to power. Are you here for truth to power? Are you here for truth to power? Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got somebody coming to the stage. My sister, where is she? Is she ready? Vicky, we waiting for Vicky. Let's get Vicky going. I gotta get my sister Vicky. All right. We're about to get our sister in here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm glad y'all came out, man. We're gonna have a great time today, man. We got a lot of more phenomenal speakers. We got our good brother Big Daddy Kane performing later. We're waiting on our sister Vicky Dillon to come on out. Where's she at? She's coming out. All right. Coming to the stage. Where's she at? There she is. Well, we got the Queen Goddess in the building. Y'all about to get some of that FBA spiritual energy from this sister. I keep doing about this sister. Her energy is so powerful. Oh, yes, it is. This is a phenomenal sister right here. I want y'all to give it up, Washington, D.C., for the Queen Mother, Miss Vicky Dillon. Give it up for more.
Talk Black to me, somebody. Got it. Talk Black to me. Somebody talk Black to me.
Where's the gavel? Gavel Rant.
Somebody talk Black to me.
So we're in Washington, D.C., yes? This is a home of the White House. Somebody say, we built this. This is the home of Congress, yes? And this is the home of the Supreme Court of these United States of America. We're in a power center, Black family, the Capitol. So I thought it appropriate. Somebody help me with my notes here. I thought it appropriate. Watch this. I thought it appropriate. That we hold Congress and court all at the same time. All rise. I said all rise. The honorable foundational Black Americans in session. And we're not alone. I hope you understand that simultaneously the ancestors are holding court. People are wondering, why are they all of a sudden asking for reparations after all this time? How many of you all know that here and now we rep them? We are the divine lineage, and they're using us and manifesting through us and by us, and we coming to get our check. For the record, I love to talk from from this book called How White Folks Got So Rich. Somebody say it's no wonder. It wasn't because they worked hard. It was because they was hardly working. Talk black to me, somebody. I want to remind you and just tell you just a few things in terms of laws and legislations that were directly or indirectly having to do with the codification of our oppression after they claimed they freed us from chattel slavery. Yes? Just a few of those things is what they call this Indian land grab that directly and indirectly affects us. In fact, the great Dr. Claude Anderson reminded us what? He said that those Indian laws and treaties, actually there are provisions for black folks too. He told us there was such things as $5 Indians, right? Where white folks was paying $5 so that they could get the benefits that was actually meant for some of us. Some of the original Indians are what? Black folks, and there was a provision for us. He told us in his powerful books that not only that it was the Indians themselves, the $5 ones and the otherwise that were actually enslavers. They were the ones that was catching us. We were told that the U.S. government gave them money and resources to pay us and to free us, and even they refused, so they owe us too. And then I had a meeting just a couple of months ago with presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy. We had a conversation. Somebody said I ate him up. Watch this. I reminded him that he was there representing his bloodline. But I was there representing ours. Watch this. He was showing deference for the German Holocaust. And none of us disrespect the oppression of any people. Do we, family? But how dare you sit here and talk to me about a German Holocaust when we've been experiencing a 500-year black Holocaust? Watch this, watch this, watch this. And every religious group, including them folks, had everything to do with our enslavement. They all owe us, sir. But not only that, I'm bringing that up for a reason. Not only that, I told him, I said, watch this, watch this, watch this. I said, theirs lasted approximately 5 years. Ours lasted about what? 500 years. And we have not gotten one red cent for reparations. Watch this, watch this. He wanted to tell me about somebody that marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. Baby, no disrespect, but we're not talking about no photo op. We're talking about somebody that has to help substantively assist those of us who created these United States of America. And after you said you freed us, guess what black folks did while we were still in under Jim Crow, just up from chattel slavery? Didn't we don the uniform, go over to Germany, and free them from Hitler, only for you to turn around and come here and call us anti-Semitic? You got us messed up. Somebody say overruled. Objection. Talk black to me, somebody else down. Good. I want to be a little technical because we're in DC. I only got a few minutes. But since we're here, it's real easy for them to make us think that we've overcome something. Now, you giving all this money to the white Ukrainians, yes? Yeah. Oh, God, today, hundreds of billions of dollars. That's a hell of a down payment for our reparations. And then we find out what's his funny looking self, Lindsey Graham. Then he just go on television and tell us that the reason why we really fighting this war in Ukraine, this proxy war, is because they got trillions of dollars in minerals in the Ukraine, and we don't want to give that up, he said, to Russia and China. Did y'all hear that? That's our reparations. That's why I keep up with geopolitics. Watch this. Legislation, the Indian land grab, yes? Y'all, we're in Washington, D.C., yes? Yeah. So we got to get real technical with this. Watch this. It says what? Jefferson's curse. We're talking about slavery, the most profitable business of all time. Somebody say all time. All time. Watch this, watch this. It's sugar to cotton to oil. It says Jim Crow laws, right? New slavery, sharecropping, predatory lending, debt slavery, yes? The curse of Ham notion, labor unions, white domestic terrorism, compromise of 1877, Asian exclusion act, citizenship and immigration, Plessy versus Ferguson, the president of white supremacy, Woodrow Wilson, public education, student debt, slavery for black people, wealth for Wall Street and the government, the stock market, subprime mortgages, sundown towns, homestead, the land is ours, farmers administration, public housing, federal housing administration, the black tax, social security, pensions, unemployment insurance, National Recovery Act, minimum wage laws, homeowners loan corporation. Give me just a minute. We got to be which is AFDC, the GI Bill, yes? The GI Bill, yes? Building of American cities, affirmative action, corporate welfare, police power, prison industrial complex, war on black drug users, white liberals, race manufacturing, Hollywood and racial propaganda, black talent snatching, healthcare, inheritance, a good old boy network, grandfather clause, bribery, politicians, lobbyists. Ain't we in DC? Lobbyists, lecture circuits, revolving doors, government sabotage. Somebody say FBI COINTELPRO. Warmonger welfare, foreign policy, and wars of oppression, false flag operations, white collar crime, organized crime, illegal drugs, patents. Somebody say patents. We in DC, we gotta be technical with this mother. University patents and business, and what? The Federal Reserve crookery. That's just a few legislative things that you gotta understand how they intentionally and technically codify our oppression in law, and it still exists today. You all adapt to us, America. And so we're doing all this talking. We're talking about the worst humanity crisis, they say, in them folks that's ever happened. They talking about Hitler. But I need y'all to help me with history real quick while they playing about this 500-year Holocaust. Watch this. Hitler got his inspiration from who? Wait a minute, I need you to say it again. Who did Hitler follow for his eugenics? Or who did he copy? But they want us to believe that he was the worst of the worst, and he got his point from anti-black racist tactics. America, you owe us. And don't you forget it. Watch this. Couple more things. I'm going to go sit down. Can y'all hang with me for just one more minute? For just one more minute? So when I met with RFK, thank you, Precious. I quoted something from Thomas Jefferson. How many of y'all know anything about Thomas Jefferson? What y'all know about Thomas Jefferson? Y'all know I'm a spiritual, right? Don't play with it. Watch this. I gotta get the quote right. I want to get the quote exact and right. Here it is. Watch this. I say, brother, watch this. In a couple of different places in history, Thomas Jefferson knew that America would have to pay for her original sin. Are y'all connecting the dots with all this stuff that I'm talking about, making the case for reparations? Are y'all with me on this? I'm trying to let you know that one of their so-called founding fathers, that are pedophiles and slaveholders, them criminals and stuff, who they revere, watch this. He said in one place, indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever, that considering numbers, nature, and natural means only, a revolution of the wheel of fortune, somebody say wheel of fortune, an exchange of situation is among possible events, watch this, that it may become probable by supernatural interference, somebody say supernatural interference. He was tripped out because he was concerned that there would be a wheel of fortune, a changing, a turning, a spiritual interference having to do with them having to pay a price for their enslavement, their original sin. And so I want you to know, beloved, that that's exactly what we're here for now. Yes, I'm almost done. Now with this new contract, y'all, because we're in the place of paperwork and document, yes? Is that where we are? I want you to understand as I teach my students in my mystery school, shameless plug, that we've come to this realm under contract. And proof of a contract is when your mama went into her contractions. Y'all just missed that. You just missed it. Somebody say, what's the root word of contraction? And doesn't she shed blood? Yes, she does. And so it's sealed in blood. I want you to see your lines, your bloodlines that you rep here, baby. America owes us a different kind of contract. The royal bloodline that's here, that's representing us. Can you imagine with me just for a minute? that if you can see in the halls of Congress, both Democrats, Republicans, and everything in between, that simultaneously your people, your ancestors have convened and they are in session. And they're actually the ones that's moving and motivating us for such a time as this on their behalf. One of the things I told Robert F. Kennedy is, baby, America is doomed. But I'm not the only one that told you America's doomed. I wonder who else said that. Where's the White House from here? Yeah, where's the White House from here? It's down the road. Okay, how many of y'all remember a couple of months while Joe Biden was waiting to take the oath of office for the upcoming January? Do you all remember that the black bootlicks were humiliated after they helped to get him elected? Him and Kamala ignored his funny looking self. That's from the dictionary, not the dictionary. It's from the dictionary, not the dictionary. That's my book of words. Didn't they ignore his funny looking self? He ignored them, rather, right? So the Urban League and some of the NAACP folks got so upset they started to blast him, what? On mainstream media, didn't they? Say, you ignoring us now. Watch this. They say he ain't even taking our calls. So him and Kamala met them where? On Zoom. Somebody say Zoom. Because they went public and they embarrassed them. Watch this. And in that meeting, that Zoom meeting with so-called black sellout leaders, he said to them with raised voice, and he actually used a cuss word during that exchange, but guess what he said? He said, America is doomed, not just because of black people. Did he say it, somebody? He knows the same thing that Thomas Jefferson knows, don't he? He said America is doomed. He said not just because of black people. That means it includes black people, yes, but also because white folks, the Europeans here, are going to be the minority come what? 2040. Watch this, watch this, watch this. America, the reason why you catching hell all over the world is directly and indirectly related to the fact that you refuse to voluntarily do justice violence. Now you can do justice voluntarily. Finish it for me, or but you ain't got no choice. So one of the things I wanted to remind him that America is doomed and the die is cast. And who are we to be patient? Who are we to keep waiting? Who else rolls around in the presence of their tormentors for 500 years and don't become Al-Qaeda on these mugs? Now, y'all know, I'm not sitting here talking about being reckless and crazy. Y'all know I'm talking about following all the rules and regulations and the laws and stuff, right? But we some patient people. What manner of people are we? Yes? That we would be amongst our oppressors and tormented for this long and still have patience with them. Now I say about them, what manner of man and woman are they? To think with a straight face, you're going to play in our face, thank you, precious, and say, why should you pay reparations? After 500 years, the Lord wants you to turn the other cheek. That's what they want us to say. The Lord wants you to turn the other cheek, yes? Well, I'm going to take you back to Sunday school with your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Talk back to me, somebody. First of all, you want us to revere this man that none of us has ever seen from over 2,000 years ago and revere this Messiah on Calvary. Watch this, watch this. But J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about another type of Messiah. I said J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of what? The FBI. And by the way, them folks want us to all of a sudden care because white folks getting caught up in the FBI. They talking about how they weaponizing the courts now and the courts ruling against us and the FBI. We ain't got time for none of that. You gotta get behind us. Where y'all been this whole time when we were screaming about how they were weaponizing these government agencies and the courts against us, and now you want to cry a river? Well, let me tell you, it's prophetic. Their system is turning on them until they do right by us. I gotta go. J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about another Messiah, yes? What did J. Edgar Hoover say? What did the government documents show? The government documents show that was classified for a time said that he was concerned about what? A black Messiah. And so they put us under surveillance and they started to speculate about who it could be. One that could do what? Unify and what? Electrify the people. Well, let me say something to you, and I don't want to offend you. But if we're talking about a stringy-haired, blue-eyed, pale-faced Jesus in a place you call Calvary over there in the Middle East, because you're worried about him being strung up on a tree, I want to say to you something. There are a whole bunch of Calvaries right here in these United States of America. Our mothers and fathers were lynched and their bodies weren't kept intact. They were set on fire. They were dismembered. They ate the phalluses of our fathers. Talk black to me, somebody. They burned our mothers. So if you're going to say anything to me about somebody, we need to reverence some Messiah. Baby, let's talk about the one that J. Edgar Hoover was worried about. And I'm bringing them up here and now to say, for their sake, we are demanding reparations. And for those of you that's rich enough, those of you that say, I'm good, I don't need the reparations. I don't need that. And the other group, I'm gonna deal with you real quick and I'm out of here. Well, Black, the reason y'all can't get legally no reparations, because you're using the word black, and you gotta be a nation to be black. Stop using the word. Let me help you understand something. Imagine your mother screaming after having been raped and your father sodomized by that man. Imagine them running with terror. Imagine them seeing one of their other families and loved ones stuffed into a barrel with spikes inside and rolled down a hill. Imagine the terror of that. Our demand for reparations is not about what economic situation you find yourself in now, fool. It's about the blood of your mothers and fathers that demand it. Say it again, sister. Y'all repeat after her. Repeat after her. Repeat after her. And for those of you that say black, can I get real esoteric on you real quick? Because y'all tell me, I know y'all in here, some of y'all standing here listening to me now, some of the haters especially. Watch this, watch this. Don't y'all tell me that the reason we can't get it is because we use the word black, and the word black means what? Say it again. Say it louder. Say it louder. But what you don't understand about that word black and dead, that some of the sacred ancients, including the Egyptians, understood the realm of the dead, which has to do esoterically with your ancestors, which is the high court. Do you understand me? So when you're talking about black, this ain't for everybody. I'm dealing with the technical legal stuff for the other folks. I'm just throwing this out there too real quick in my 1 minute left. Black, that's the dead that they were dealing with, baby. They knew how to tap into the ancestral realm, baby. They knew how to tap into that unseen realm. So black ain't got nothing to do with that technical stuff as it relates to law. And besides that, we have the ultimate word, the ultimate law in our mouth. And we have the ability to do what? Overrule. And we can also do a new constitution or add what? Amendments and adjustments to it. If they didn't tell the Ukrainians no, if they didn't tell legal and illegal immigrants no, then what the hell they look like telling those of us who are the true founding fathers and mothers of this country no? I gotta go. So we've held spiritual court and natural court. And so we now invoke the ancestral realm. And it is my prayer, my address to your ancestors and mine that represent the foundation of that. We're representing here foundational Black Americans. And we decree and declare and invoke and unleash their power and their presence here in Washington, D.C. now. We ask our ancestors that you begin to move throughout this space and the place, through Congress, through White House, through the courts of the decision makers, the lawmakers, the lobbyists, and those that influence the seen and unseen forces. We're asking you, who shed your blood and paid an ultimate price, to be with us and to manifest and express yourself by us and through us in our gifts. Be our hands and be our feet and be our mouth. Ancestors, they have mocked us and we become a byword amongst the nations of the world. Let them know who's boss. Throw your weight around. Ancestors, come down now and help us push forth this prophetic bill, this prophetic marker, so that it's acted and put into legislation, because your blood demands that we are here now and we give thanks for it now. Ashe! Ashe! My session is adjourned.
Man, divine Becky Dillon. One more time, give it up for her. That woman gives me chills. I love her. I literally love her. Let's see if y'all. FBA. FBA. Give me my money. Okay, y'all still here. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, let's keep this going because we're running out of time, guys. Here we go. So the next amazing man I'm bringing up, y'all know him as a business bully, a powerhouse, a world of business coaching, magnetic motivational speaker, 21-time best-selling author. Please give it up for Dave Anderson. Hey, Taz, what's up?
You gonna let that rock a little bit, DJ? I got things to say. Foundational Black Americans, what up? Kill it, DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, I rarely come up here with a script or notes, but I want to get this right because I don't want you to miss anything I have to say, amen? Foundational Black Americans, our time is now. We stand on the shoulders of giants, yet we still carry the weight of systematic injustice. Today we demand reparations, not as a handout. Say not as a handout. Not as a handout. But as a rightful claim. Brothers and sisters, I need to be honest with you. We're all family here, correct? We're all family here. Family? Family? Well, family, I gotta tell y'all some harsh, horrible truths. And the first one is our fight is not just with the government alone. The fight is also with ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I contend that we need self-reparations. Now, I've known Brother Reza Islam for about 10 years. And he told me to tell you a specific number. That number is 312. Say 312. Does anybody know the significance of 312? Does anybody know the significance of 312? Of course you don't. 312 is the amount of pounds I've lost over the past couple of years. 312 is the amount of pounds I've lost over the past couple of years. I am 249 pounds, but I was 561 the last time my brother saw me. So I was 39 pounds short of being on 600-pound life. They didn't want me though. We have got to stop as a people neglecting our health. Does anybody know that there are 3 types of diabetes? There's type 1. You're born with that. There's type 2, that's acquired. But do you know what type 3 diabetes is? We call it Alzheimer's and dementia. That is type 3 diabetes. And that's what happens. Your brain stops functioning because it's got too much sugar on it. Because too many of us think it's sweet when we're taking in things that we have absolutely no business taking in. And so my weight loss journey wasn't just a physical transformation. It was a declaration that I was not going to be yet another fat, black, dead statistic. To put that another way, we love to talk about reparations. We love to talk about revolution. We love to talk about fighting injustice. But the truth of the matter is, how can you do that if you can't even bend over and tie your shoes? How can you do that if you're tied to an oxygen tank? Short answer is, you can't. So first thing we need to do is get healthy physically. I know y'all don't like it because grandmama got the bingo wings and they shake when she's mixing up the mac and cheese. But we had enough. Everything in moderation except for reparations. Everything in moderation except for reparations. But our health extends past the physical. Brothers and sisters, what about our financial health? According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, my business partner and friend, Vicky Dillon, loves the facts. So somebody talk black to me for a minute. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the so-called African Americans don't have $500 a labor and statistics, Black people don't have $500 in the event of an unforeseen emergency. Despicable. Let me put it to you in a real sense. How many times has somebody died, and then we get on social media and we hear about it, and then the next thing you know, there's a post, and we all know what the post says. It's okay, I'll say the bad thing out loud that you're too nice to say. It's either a GoFundMe or a fish fry. How many GoFundMes and fish fries are we going to have before we wake the hell up? If you take the Industrial Revolution off the table, if you take the system of slavery off the table, one of the main ways that the dominant society made their money was through generational wealth, through life insurance. But some of y'all think y'all gonna take it with you. Not realizing that when you die, you leave your children a burden and to pick up the pieces. We are suffering from a failed system of improper planning, if there's any planning at all. And it must stop today. I demand that you find a Black insurance agent and get yourself a policy. Point blank and period. There is nothing wrong with insurance. It's so funny to me how you have no problem getting insurance for your car. Oh, because that's the law. So do we have to have a law for you to make sure that you provide for your children in the event of your untimely death? We shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to pull together and be stressed. We need to secure our future. Y'all ain't gonna like this one either. Attention, baby mamas. I stand here before you telling you that there was a period of time. It doesn't mean that we were happy. It doesn't mean that we didn't have problems. But we had the strongest family unit of any other group in the United States because our fathers were in the home. But people like Jim Crow Joe and his cronies were telling y'all that they was going to babyface you. I'll pay your rent. I'll buy your clothes. I'll give you food too. Just don't have a man in the house. And you bought it lock, stock, and barrel. Our children need present fathers in the home. And I'm not shaming our sisters. I'm not. I'm just calling out the ugly thing that nobody wants to say. Brothers, we know, because I got some brothers that are real smart, and they'll say, well, you know, there's like 42 versions of contraception that women can take. Well, I gotta be the one to put on the condom. Because you're irresponsible. We have to be responsible. I have 2 daughters by the same woman that I married. I have no children out of wedlock. I have insurance policies that each one of them have a single beneficiary, and it's them. The second I die, every one of my immediate family members are instant millionaires, and it ain't hard to do. But you have not because you asked not. That's also in the Bible. But the problem is we buy bull, and we don't put our money where our assets are. We do not put our money where our wealth is. We have to break the cycle of abandonment. We have to break the cycle of excuses, and we have to break the cycle of just voting one way and expecting something different to happen.
Where you from? Where you from?
Now, I got locks. I see a lot of my brothers and sisters out here have locks. It is a symbol of our pride, and I love it, but I want to tell you something. How many people right here are working a 9 to 5? No shame, I'm just asking. How many people are working a 9 to 5? Brothers and sisters, ain't y'all tired? Aren't you tired of having a code switch and laugh at your supervisor Topher's jokes, which ain't funny? Ain't you tired of having to go to a job that does not respect you? Do you know that on Monday morning between 6 o'clock and 9, the majority of the heart attacks in this country happen? Because you're going to a job that is taking your skills, your talents, your natural resources, and making billions of dollars off of it. But you're telling me it is too hard for you to build a business. How? You built America. It don't get that much harder. There's a 7-year-old who is making $30 million a year reviewing toys he does not manufacture. There is no excuse. There is somebody that is willing to pay for what it is that you have, but you take your gifts for granted. We must create our own opportunities so that we can be with each other in a safe space where we don't have to put on the non-threatening voice and take all the bass out. As an entrepreneur, I help Black people scale their businesses to 6 or 7 figures. That's what I was called to do. I left the entertainment industry and I went to work for my people. It is not easy. I don't give a damn what these YouTube, what does Dr. Umar call them? These YouTubian beta male simps. I don't give a damn what they say. It is not easy to start and grow a business, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Dr. Claude Anderson says you should be ashamed of yourself if your child has to go outside of your neighborhood in order to secure employment. But that's the thing. Shame is a dirty word now. Shame is toxic. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's brilliant. Everybody's a genius. And everybody's suffering. Until such time as we clean up our house, we can't demand a damn thing from anybody. But we will demand what is owed. Amen? We need to have businesses built that reflect our values and allow us to thrive authentically. There is no reason why we should not always have us. We cannot just be militant at rallies. We cannot just be militant on social media because there's a whole bunch of fist-pumping thumb thugs who call themselves militant because they changed their avatar or decided to boycott for a day. That is not serving us. It has not worked. All of the singing, if I hear one more Negro talk about, we ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, I'm going to bash them within an inch of their life. All the singing and all the marching only gets us sore throats, sore feet, and people laughing at us because they do not take us seriously. From a historical context, Brother Reason, correct me if I go wrong. The only thing the dominant society understands is a loss of revenue or the loss of blood. But some of y'all think, oh, no, I don't. And again, I'm not saying be violent. I'm saying be vigilant. When I lived in Texas, the one thing that I love is that people thought twice. You want to know why? Because everybody was armed. When everybody is armed, you don't know who's going to pump fake, so you're real slow to pull that thing. I think everybody needs to be in an open carry state, or at least start to train themselves. Now, until they are afraid of us, we cannot move effectively. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to wrap this up. We need to be healthier financially. We need to be healthier with our relationships. We need to be kinder to each other. We need to say hello to each other. We need to pray for each other. We need to support each other in a real way. We need to stop saying, I support Black businesses, and we need to start patronizing them like it's our religion. Because as I close, I want to point out this statistic. Every single Sunday in the Black church, $33 million is generated in tithes and offerings. But our communities look like abject poverty, war-torn individual states. Say no more. My name is Dave Anderson. You can find me on Instagram at The Business Fully, and I thank you for your time.
Y'all give it up to that brother Dave Anderson right now. Right now, okay? Just going. Say reparation. Give me my check. FBA. I love y'all. Y'all clap it up for yourselves, for real. Y'all Black people that came out here from all over the world for this cause. Y'all were amazing. So clap it up for yourself right now. Clap it up for real. Y'all are real. Y'all are real. Okay. The next guest the next speaker we have right now, this brother really don't need no introduction. Fiery, passionate, certified frontline reporter. Please give it up for Blacc.
What's poppin'?
Say that on there. Yes.